Game night, the Edmonton Oilers finally back at it for the first time ever. They will play against the Utah Hockey Club. Utah HC. Mute that, please. Is this your real laptop or is that your old laptop?
Yes, it's my
or the real new replacement laptop, whatever it is. Yes, Calvin Pickard in net tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. Somebody was asking me a couple days ago who I thought would play.
I was.
Did you ask me that? I thought it'd be Pickard Skinner on the 3-game road trip.
That was your co-host.
That's all thrown into the trash bin now. Pickard plays tonight. Other than that, same lineup that beat the Rangers 6-2 almost a week ago. McDavid between Nuge and Kapanen. Draisaitl with Podkolzin, or Potsgolzin, as he is now known in some circles, and Connor Brown. Henrique with Jeff Skinner and Matthias Janmark. Janmark had a good game against the Rangers. Ryan Kajula and Corey Perry. Eck and Busch, Nurse and Stetcher, Kulak and Emerson. Pickard in goal. Zach Hyman, they're hoping he plays at the end of the road trip Tuesday in Vegas. So the Oilers tonight in Utah, 7 o'clock game. We got another team in the same time zone as the Oilers, which is nice. So a 6 o'clock Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Hudson's West Ed?
Yeah, Bourbon Street.
And Tom's going to hop on with us a little bit later on the Reid Wilkins show. And then tomorrow it's an 8 o'clock game against the Avs, so that'll be a 7 p.m. Oil Stream pregame show. Lots of Oilers chat today as they are back at it. We'll have some comments from head coach Chris Knobloch. And this, well, not exact date, but this day on the calendar was a very, very significant one for the Oilers last season. And I will explain that and elaborate on it and invite you and the Nasties to share their thoughts as well. If you want to participate in the program or interact with us, please feel free to do so. You can text the EST inbox, 780-218-9999. Jump into the Nasty chat on YouTube, and please give us a thumbs up. Encourage your friends and neighbors to give us a thumbs up going into the weekend. We don't want to wait till near the end of the show for all the pleasure delayers. Get in there, encourage them now to check out the show and give us a thumbs up. And, of course, you can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. And what I'm really excited about is I got 3 – oh, hang on. I got 3 limericks today already.
Wow.
One of them is in video form. We had a Nasty video himself performing a limerick in a foreign location. And we're going to play that a little bit later on. I'll start off with this one from Josh, who said, he said, I know it's a short show today. And I said, Josh, it's not, baby.
No.
We still got a 3-hour show. But it's just there is a hockey game. We're not cut short. Sometimes we're cut a little short if there's an earlier game. That's okay. But here's Josh's limerick. It's called Ode to Jay. It has a title.
Oh, wow.
He's talking about you. There was once a man from U of Alberta whom at first, I'll admit, I was unsure of. But as time has gone on and his qualities shone, now his Elks insights I can't get enough of.
Oh.
I modified it because he actually wrote of, but it still
right.
works saying unsure of and enough of.
I think
to rhyme with Alberta.
It's an honor to have my first limerick.
Is that the first time anybody's ever written any sort of poetry about you?
Yes. My daughters have, but
right.
not like to this.
Well, not
level.
to email you a show. Yeah.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate that. That's pretty fun for sure. All right, so we will break down some Oilers stuff because there are some interesting. I don't know if I want to say comparisons, and I know, and I've said this myself. There's a point where comparisons to last year, okay, how relevant are there? But I do think there are some numbers that are worth looking at, and things like that. Chiefs playing the Raiders right now. Do we have what's the score in that game? I haven't even looked.
When I left the office, they had tied it up. It was
13-3 for the Chiefs. 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Chiefs, weren't they favored by 13.5?
Yes, they were.
Right now, not covering the spread.
Yeah, Dusty took them over to cover.
He took them to cover?
Yeah.
That's a big spread. Vegas is quite poor, though.
Vegas they're not a bad team.
They're 2-9.
I know, but they just don't have a quarterback.
Well, that's a big part of the team.
Aiden O'Connell is the backup to Gardner Minshew. Neither of those are starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Right?
We'll keep you updated on that one. I didn't wind up watching a lot of the Thursday Nighter because Green Bay was so far ahead.
You know,
I
it got a
stopped
little
watching
interesting at the
halftime.
end. It really did, but much ado about nothing as that game was over. Miami just had no response. And then, boom, they found the offense in the third quarter.
Right.
And too little, too late.
Sort of like the Chicago Bears yesterday.
Oh.
So they fired their coach. What's his name?
Matt Eberflus.
Matt Eberflus, no longer the coach of the Chicago Bears after the botched time management at the end of the game. I want to dive into this a little bit more, maybe at 3:20. I want to throw you and the Nasties a question or two. And I know we talked about this on our show yesterday, and you said he should get fired, and he did.
Mm-hmm.
There is a responsibility on the players in that situation, I believe. But it's easier to fire the coach. And I realize you can argue, well, the coach should have them prepared in every situation. Or the coach should have, here's what I'm going to do if that happens. And at the very least, my quarterback needs to know that. Because I think the gaffe of the time management and having a timeout go unused is one thing. But it also appeared that the players didn't know what to do in that situation. And maybe he hadn't even thought of what to do in that situation. Though I know after the game, he said, oh, that was fine. I liked how we did that. Really?
Well,
you liked how you lost the game?
Ultimately, I think that answer essentially cost him his job, to be honest with you. If you come out and you essentially say, that's on me, that hand up.
He probably still would have been fired.
Probably would have, but that was just salt on the wound at that point, saying, no, that was the right way to handle that. Nobody thought that was the right way to handle that.
Yeah.
And do you want to get into it now, or do you want to wait till after the break? Because I have a strong take.
No, we can get into it now for sure.
Okay,
but there's a question I want to ask you and the Nasties about it. But yeah, go ahead.
You know, is it the coach's fault? Is it the player's fault? Okay. At the end of the day, Reid, I don't think it matters. Because guess what? You're not going to fire Caleb Williams.
No.
Right? You're not going to fire Cole Kmet. You're not going to fire anybody from that team. But the scapegoat in sports is always the head coach. It doesn't matter if it's hockey, football, baseball, basketball. That's the person who's got to go. And I agree with you. I think it is very much so ass backwards. But that's the way it's going to work. You're not going to get rid of these players that you have under contract, that you fought very hard to negotiate that contract. The head coach is 100% the scapegoat.
Well, and we see that in hockey all the time, right? I mean, oftentimes, well, not oftentimes, but it's happened enough that it's worth mentioning. A team with a bad goaltender, often the coach winds up getting fired, and then the new coach comes in, and it's like, oh, they're not. Everything's the same because the goalie's not that good, or whatever. From the public point of view, from the front-facing answering questions from the media after the game point of view, and it's funny, yesterday we talked a little about Knobloch and his demeanor.
Yeah.
You know, the Bears aren't a good team. And was this his second year as the coach?
Third
year as the coach. So have they taken a big step forward with him there? I can't remember how they did
backwards.
Yeah. Well, because they were last year. If they got first overall.
Yeah.
Or they had Carolina's pick. But anyway, they still weren't that good.
Yeah.
You know, I would think a coach in that situation, it was surprising to me that he said, I didn't mind how we did that. Or you know, I liked what we did there. The one thing I remember is, wow, this isn't a good comparison. Remember when Moss kicked on first or second down in Calgary? and then they actually did get the ball back at the end of the game. You know, it was, and he kind of said, like, he had a plan. At least he had a plan.
Yeah.
Not many people agreed with the plan,
yes.
But he had a plan. Like, I don't know how a coach can say, no, I was planning to leave a timeout uncalled when we needed 3 points to force overtime. So I don't know if it would have saved his job, but I was surprised he didn't say, I'm the head coach, I manage timeouts, and I left a timeout uncalled when we were in a position to possibly tie the game, and I'll leave it at that, and we'll go back and look at it. I don't think he wants to go out there and say, "Oh, I'm such a terrible coach and I'm such a loser," because you don't want to project that image either.
Yeah.
But I think he had to recognize what everybody saw, that they botched the end of the game. So I think in my mind, he should have said, ultimately, the management of timeouts is on the head coach, because I can call them from the sideline.
Yes.
And
that's the rule. That's the general rule.
And there was an opportunity to do it, and I didn't do it. And you know what, guys, I'm not going to answer any more questions about it right now, because I want to go back and look at the tape, and this is a bit of a fresh wound. I think that would have been fine, even though fans probably would have wanted more answers. But for him to say, I didn't mind how he handled it there, I thought that was kind of odd.
No, that was foolish. And it is on him. I mean, that whole debacle was on the head coach. Call a timeout.
Right.
If you are ever in the panic state, just call a timeout. You have it. Use it and try and regroup. They totally, even if they call a timeout at that 33-second mark when he's sacked, timeout. Okay, now you've got 2 plays, if you can pick up the first down, to run out patterns, get some yardage, and get out of bounds.
Well, like I said, I would have just called the quarterback draw, try to get 7 yards, rush the team out, rush the field goal team out. Or, well, you couldn't spike it because it would have been 4th down.
Well, but they have those plays where you can put the whole the field goal team on, pull it offense out, and kick a field goal. You could have done that.
But I do think it raised, okay, so I'll ask the question that I want to ask now. We probably won't be able to debate it or see what the nasties say until 20 after. So the first question it kind of raises is how much do you want the coach to fall on the sword after the game, whether it's his fault or not?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have seen coaches in other situations just say, well, that was on me, guys. Or I got to instruct the players better, when sometimes it's obvious a player just goofed up and the coach deflects. But here's the other question I want to ask, because we can say this time fluff up yesterday was why the coach got fired. Because you would think even if they lose that game without that mix-up, he's probably the coach for the rest of the year. But now the Bears said, we can't bring this back. He's lost everybody's confidence. In what other sport, and I guess in North America we primarily talk hockey and baseball and basketball and soccer, in what other sport could a coach be fired for one in-game gaffe? And I struggle myself to come up with something, because no other sport really has the clock management aspect of that the coach has to participate in. I mean, if a hockey team is down a goal late in the game, right? And a coach could have pulled the goalie with 2:20 left, and then instead he pulls it with 1:40 left, he's not going to get fired. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, baseball, I don't know, like a stupid stolen base attempt. I don't know.
Well, I mean, a outburst where you do what I asked Chris Knobloch to do the other day in our season wishes, is throw the sticks on the ice and have a mental breakdown behind the bench. That would definitely, that could happen. But even with this Eberflus firing, this was a culmination of a bunch of different inefficiencies. They were 4-7 going into that game. They're 4-8 now. They have not done enough in the time that Eberflus has been a head coach to prove that he doesn't get freebies anymore. Right. So he had ran out. He was on his 9th life. Right. This is it.
And then Double A says in the nasty chat, you think if he owned the mistake, he still has a job? I don't. I should clarify. I think as soon as he made that mistake, he's getting fired.
Yeah.
I think even if he would have came out and said, what I'm saying, Double A, is I think he should have taken more responsibility in his post-game remarks. But I think once he made that error, that was it.
Yeah.
I think if they lose the game on a missed field goal or running out of time after using the timeout or something else, then maybe not. I mean, I'm not that following the Bears that closely, but I just think that was too much to overcome. Okay, I'll do the mystery athlete I'll start the mystery athlete after 3:20 as well, because I want to get to the off-topic topic here. We have some a visual accompaniment for this, because earlier today in the nasty chat, I think it was Rip City Step. This was during the hangout because I was in there for a while. Said, are you guys going to talk about Vito winning the National Dog Show? I believe the first pug ever to win the National Dog Show. So, Koob, we have photos of Vito, if you can put them up at your convenience. And then I posted in the Nasty said, what's bigger, the National Dog Show or the Westminster? And Rip City Steps said, well, that's the big discussion, isn't it, Reid? But then I looked up, and there are, I believe, 3 majors in the world of dog shows. There's the National, the Westminster, and I can't remember what the other one was. So Vito the Pug won this one. So I like watching the Westminster Dog Show.
There's Vito.
There he is. I love dogs. But I don't understand how they win. I know they got to have a certain posture. Like, you can't have a dog with a poopy bum. He's not going to win the dog show. He's going to know how to stand. He can't bite the person doing the judge. Can't bite the judge. So for the off-topic topic for William Huff, since 1952, you didn't react when I said a dog could have a poopy bum. That makes me think you would give the reward to a poopy bum dog.
All dogs have poopy bums.
Not when they're being shown.
I've never looked.
Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading graphics with design, print, and install all in-house for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. Do you or anyone currently or ever have trained a dog or participated in these dog shows?
Oh, wow.
So the Westminster style, where there's what do they got to do? They got to do the showing and walk nice.
Yes.
Don't they have to do the obstacle courses as well?
Yes.
I don't know what else there is. Maybe they got to do a crossword puzzle or something.
Wow. Vito was
on camera there, wasn't he?
Vito is a nice little dog.
Thank you, Awanik.
Thanks, Matthew.
He brought us coffee. Now
Yeah.
he's leaving.
Yeah. Can I say something?
You can say whatever you want.
I'm not a pug guy.
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay, is it?
They're not my favorite either.
Okay, because
I'm not upset that you said that.
There's pug people, and I'm sorry. I love pugs. One of my really close friends, Eddie Sheppel, we've talked about him before. He has Carl the pug, and Carl is the cutest little dog. We love babysitting Carl. It's just the face. The face just doesn't do it for me, Reid.
Corey B says, I really don't like those flat-faced dogs. They always seem to struggle to breathe.
That's
yeah. Sometimes you'll go talk to them, and it's like, well, what's going on?
Yeah,
are you okay?
Well, you know why? Their face, they ran into a wall during the breeding.
And the owner says, well, that's just how they sound.
They don't have noses.
And I think to myself, how can you have that dog around the house? Like, you're watching TV?
They don't have noses.
It's like, here's McDavid down the left. What happened on the play? I don't know. I
don't know. Carl was talking to me.
A little Pugalicious who's making too much noise.
This is
but
too good.
Generally, we love dogs. So this is one of those that may go nowhere. Do you or anyone train dogs to participate in these fairly high level dog shows? That'd be pretty interesting to me. That is our off-topic topic for William Huff. The James H. Brown studio is mobile today. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see we are at Sit and Sleep, James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law. With over 200 years of experience, James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. Check him out online, jameshbrown.com. Book your private consultation today. We will get your replies to the off-topic topic. We'll tee up the Oilers game tonight against Utah and plenty more. Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
The Oilers get set for their first game against the Utah HC with Tom Gazzola live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show from Hudson's Canada's Pub on Bourbon Street at 6 o'clock with Hernan Salas right here on EST. And there's 8 active games in the NHL right now, which sees the Sharks up 6-5 at the end of the second against the Kraken. The Devils leading the Red Wings 5-4 in the third, and the Sabres trailing 3-1 against the Canucks with 10 minutes to go in that one. And down south, the Chiefs are leading the Raiders 16-10 nearing the end of the third quarter, while Chicago Bears have fired their head coach Matt Eberflus while naming Thomas Brown as the interim coach. On the court, the Hawks got past the Cavs 117-101 with the Pelicans down 8-7 to the Grizzlies early in the first quarter. After that, the Raptors tip off with the Heat with 10 games in the association. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Get treated like a pro with their highly skilled crew. Whether recovering from an injury or looking to enhance your performance, Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy uses the same locker room approach, trusted by the best in the game. Find them online at advantagesportmed.ca. The Reid Wilkins Show returns after the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
You know, this year, I want to give the gift of Christmas spirit.
Okay, well, what's the going price for Christmas spirit?
Actually, surprisingly affordable. $25 brings Christmas to life for a senior living at a Capital Care Center.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, yeah, and they have a community shuttle, so Christmas spirit continues all year long. They can go out and do things and just be reminded there's an entire village of people who care about them.
Become a part of our village at Capital Care Center. Donate at capitalcarefoundation.net.
Years go by, and I'm fine on the outside, but on the inside.
Hope you're having a great Friday afternoon. Along with Jay Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. We are live at Sit and Sleep, South Edmonton Common.
There it is. So Sit and Sleep, we are here. Black Friday savings are on now at Sit and Sleep today until Sunday. All Canadian-made custom sofas, sectionals, and bedrooms are on sale. Save up to 70% off select floor samples, 20% off home accents, and more. Plus, make no payments until 2026, interest-free. And any purchase you make over $999 this week, you receive free white glove local delivery service with full setup and installation. Don't miss the massive Black Friday furniture and mattress sales event on now at Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. We are here till 6. Pop on in and say hi.
Yeah, if you're in the area, come say hi for sure. We love seeing the nasties.
A lot of
We're
people
meeting
are
new
interested
listeners.
in this dog and animal talk.
The pug?
Yeah. Corey B says, I really don't like those flat-faced dogs. They always seem to struggle to breathe. You mentioned that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone text Reid pics of your dog. That's what he really wants.
I wouldn't say no.
I'd love pictures of dogs. Box Pounder says, I train a cat to use the toilet, albeit as a drinking fountain. Mm-hmm. And
Enjoy the lemonade, cat.
Dave the Welder. Oh, look at these impressive photos, Reid.
Dave the Welder showing cattle?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
That's a bull show. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, we're not trying to exclude other animals, but we're like, those are great. I was just more asking about, because the Westminster Dog Show, that's nationally televised. That's a big deal.
In Rip City Step, who did, I guess, breed this conversation,
He
no
did.
pun intended. On the down low, the National Dog Show letting a pug win hurts their standings versus Westminster to me. Love my friends and their pugs, but come on. So we're not the only ones that think that pugs are almost, what's the word for that? They're disgustingly cute.
Are they looked down upon in the dog show world? I don't know.
Well, I guess I'm not sure what to say.
Well, we need to. We know anybody? Like, we should find out more. I don't know. It'd be nice to find out more.
You know what? Okay, my neighbor.
Yeah.
They do a dog agility, like serious, like
like
Team
going
Canada
to shows
stuff.
and stuff.
Yes. Should I try to get her on?
Yes. Why not?
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we're gonna do this.
We
We're
can
gonna
do that.
try
We
and,
can book the show on the fly. Why
sure.
not?
Look at us as pros. We ain't no Joes.
Yeah,
I'd say let's
do it. We can try to do it as soon ASAP.
Okay.
All right. So that's the off-topic topic for William Huff. We have randomly started talking about dog shows and participating in dog shows. We do have an Oilers game coming up tonight. Tom Gazzola will join us a little bit later on to tee it up. We'll have the oil understood for GCL Diesel. Calvin Pickard's going to start tonight as the Oilers play the Utah Hockey Club for the first time ever since they became. It's funny. Remember how the NHL considers it that that's an expansion team that got all of Arizona's players, and the Arizona franchise is just dormant.
Yeah,
it's like, we didn't move the team. It's a brand new team, but it's all the Arizona anyway, because they want to put a team back in Phoenix area. Just keep trying, Gary.
Yeah. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
All right. It's a game day, so we got a mystery athlete of the game.
Yeah.
The mystery athlete of the game presented by Hudson's, Canada's Pub. Of course, you're invited down tonight for the Oilers game. And tonight and on Saturday, so Fridays and Saturdays, 9 p.m. to close. They got the late night happy hour specials, food starting at $4, drinks from $3.75. So that's starting 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Late night happy hour at Hudson's, Canada's Pub. Book your reservation at Hudson's, Canada's Pub. So I think most people are knowing how we do this now, but because, I hope we always have some new listeners checking us out.
Did.
Oh, you did already? Because we got an email there to turn us down. I give 5 clues if it gets that far throughout the course of the show, all to everybody, so everybody can guess the mystery athlete of the game. It's called the mystery athlete of the game. I'm not saying which game or which sport or which league or which country. You text in your guesses to 780-218-9999. Maximum of 3 guesses, right? Because you keep track.
Yep.
And the winner gets a $25 gift card to Hudson's, Canada's Pub. So the first clue is Rangers. The first clue is Rangers. Okay? Okay.
Gotcha. Joaquin Gage in the nasty chat. Good to see you, Joaquin. He says, are there any sexual sectionals available at Sit and Sleep? What's this?
What is Gager thinking?
I mean, aren't they all? He says he's asking for Tommy. Or no, Spency 5 cents. He says he's asking for Tommy. But they do have lots of sectionals. I mean,
they have a lot of everything. This place is huge.
It is massive.
How big is this compared to the place that you owned?
Yvonne's?
Yes.
A third bigger.
Okay, so it's pretty big.
Well, no. I'm looking at it here. It's got more depth. So, okay, double the size.
All right. If you're in the nasty chat watching on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. You can also get the show, the station, on TuneIn Radio, on the iHeartRadio app, and wherever you find your podcast. I know if you're already listening to that, you say, Reid, why do you need to tell me? Because you help us get the word out about this great station and all the great stuff we've done at Edmonton Sports Talk. Bit of a milestone day for me, which I'm going to talk about later. I'll drop that as a little tease. Tease drop.
Can't wait.
I think it's a milestone day for me. I hope so. We'll see.
Well, we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out. Maybe someone will tell me, no, Reid, not so fast. So we got anything on the coaching stuff? In what other sport is there a strategic decision, such as what the Bears did yesterday, that would be automatically a fireable offense?
Well, Charismatic Chris wrote in about a little decision to leave Pedro in too long, ALCS versus the Yankees.
Oh, that was, yeah.
He got fired.
True, after the season.
After the season.
Yeah, that's a good point. That was the 03 one, right? Yeah, because the Red Sox won in 04. I guess that could be the closest thing in baseball. I think you would have to do it more than once, though.
But see, is there even really a true, okay, this was a one-off? Like, let's say Andy Reid right now.
Yeah, he's not fired if he messes up a timeout.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to realize that these are always a culmination of what's going on.
Right. Yeah, fair enough.
Right? So I don't know that there is one, unless there's like something, and you're talking on the field during the play of game.
Yeah, not a tantrum.
Right.
An in-game decision that would be so egregiously bad that the GM or the owner would just say, you're fired. Antonio Montana in the Nats said Jason Moss with the Elks, the West Final twice. Antonio, I know what you're talking about, and if I remember correctly, the other situation where he kicked the field goal was not in the West Final. It was in a regular season game against Winnipeg. And that one was more defensible because they were down 10 and they needed to score twice. So he kicked the field goal, kicked off, and actually then Andrew Harris did fumble, and Edmonton did get the ball back. What Moss did in the West Final in 17, I want to say, that was, I don't know how, because they were down 7 and they were like 2nd and 6 from the 13 or something like that, and he sent the team out to kick. That one didn't make sense, but he didn't get fired. Like we're talking, I guess Antonio was saying he should have got fired for that, and maybe after that West Final he should have. The other game I remember talking about, that was a regular season game against Winnipeg. He didn't do it, just something similar in the West Final.
Old School Nasty says Crawford leaving Gretzky on the bench.
Well, last game there were no games to play after that.
I mean, I guess that's just a one-time,
that was a one-off tournament. Right? Yeah, I don't think we're going to open the box today on just bad coaching decisions. I'm talking about things that could get a coach fired or have in the past. I guess Antonio was saying that he thinks Jason Moss should have got fired after 2017. And I heard from a lot of people when I was doing Inside Sports that, would have Crawford got fired? Here's the thing. If the Oilers went into a shootout tonight and Chris Knobloch doesn't put McDavid in the top 3, he's not getting fired.
No.
When they do their breakdown after the game with the rest of the coaches and Stan Bowman, it would probably come up.
He's getting some high heat from the reporters.
Connor on the bench today.
Yeah.
Well, forget about the reporters internally.
Yeah.
But I've also, we've also seen that in late season games that don't matter. Sometimes you let other guys have shootout attempts. So anyway, I just think it's an interesting discussion. And as we were talking about yesterday, the clock management aspect of football and the timeout management, I don't think there's a direct comparison, certainly not in hockey. I don't think in baseball. Basketball, somewhat maybe, because you do have a lot of timeouts and you might want to try to drop a play late in the game. But I don't know if there's a situation where a coach could, like sometimes a coach in the NBA might have told his players, hey, look, if they score on us, I don't want to use a timeout because I think we can catch them.
That's right.
I think we can inbound and catch them. So, but it's still part of the plan. So I don't know. I don't know if there is a direct comparison to anything.
Well, and even like I keep going back to this, but it's the plain truth is that it's just a mixed bag, and it's they didn't think Eberflus would be the head coach this year. Most Chicago Bears fans, and we're surprised that he even was back in the building.
So he's not fired for that. That's the straw that broke the camel's back, the log.
Well,
that's a pretty big mistake.
Yeah, but as far as Bears fans, this should be a celebrated move because you're getting rid of somebody that you've deemed to be a terrible coach, a cancer in the locker room. Players don't like this coach.
Oh, really?
From what we're hearing, yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're celebrating today.
It's a weird world, but probably, yep.
Portions of this hour presented by Canadian Brewhouse. NFL lives at the Canadian Brewhouse with Thursday Night Football and your chance to win a trip to an NFL home opener of your choice. $1 off tankers of Bud Light and Budweiser. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. We will have a deeper dive into where the Oilers stand and what they need to do to climb in the standings. And I think we have Angie, the dog trainer, coming up.
Yeah, she's going to come on.
She's going to come on. All right, but first we got the Kub with a sports update.
The Oilers get set to play their first game against the Utah HC, with Chris Knobloch announcing that Victor Arvidsson will miss the entire road trip. You can join Tom Gazzola for the game at Hudson's Canada's Pub in West Ed for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Hernan Salas at 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Live now, it's a Caps and Islanders tied at 4 apiece with about 5 minutes to go in that one. The Predators and Lightning seem to be heading to overtime, tied at 2 aside, and the Blue Jackets are up 4-2 over the Flames, nearing the end of the third with 8 games active in the NHL. And in the NFL, the Raiders have taken a 17-16 lead over the Chiefs with that game in the fourth quarter. While on the court, the Pelicans trail the Grizzlies 28-32 early in the second before we see the Raptors take on the Heat on a 10-game NBA slate. This sports update is brought to you by Wheeler's RV and Boat Storage. Conveniently located 10 minutes west of St. Albert, Wheeler's RV is your safe and secure place to store your RV, boat, or whatever it is you want to store. Visit them at wheelersrvstorage.com to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get one free. Go to wheelersrvstorage.com today and get your storage needs taken care of. The Reid Wilkins Show returns just after the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you in the loop.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of injury law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oiler fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
The grand opening sale at Sit and Sleep is almost over. This is your last chance to take advantage of the special introductory sale prices on all mattresses. Stop in today for a free pressure point scan using cutting-edge technology so sleepologists can identify the perfect mattress for you. Right now, get free local delivery on any mattress over $7.99 and receive a free bamboo cooling mattress protector. Enjoy grand opening savings with every mattress on sale. Join us on location today for the final celebrations at Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. Don't miss out. The grand opening sale ends soon.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Tommy Gunn's Barbershop is more than just a barbershop. It's a top-notch, tailor-made experience from check-in to check-out. Get a precision haircut, a classic shave, or a facial to step up your style. Just walk in, relax, and let Tommy Guns take it from there. Find comfort in knowing their team follows the code, which is their commitment to care for you as a customer. Check out Tommy Guns today, in-store or online at TommyGuns.com to bring out the best in you. Tommy Guns, where every cut is done right every time.
All right. How about the Raiders leading the Chiefs 17-16 with about 10 minutes left in the fourth? Oh, you got it on here.
It's a strange world out
the
there, Reid.
Chiefs in the scoring range. Oh, the Chiefs have a field goal to go ahead. Let's tell people what happened. Should I say spoiler alert?
Maybe. Yeah. You know,
Well,
there could be
I
people
refuse to
PVRing it
do
that
that.
are at work. But if you're listening to a sports radio show,
This is what
you should know better.
Did you hear my thing with Gager and Cass yesterday when I did two guys and a goalie?
Mm-mm.
Because I gave the score to what game was going on at the time. Lions, Bears at noon. And what I would do, especially when there was stuff during the day, So when, Stoff was noon to 2 and I would work on that or whatever. Well, don't say this. Can you say spoiler alert so I can turn down my radio when you give this? It's like, no, I can't. I'm not going to tailor-made my sportscast to one person.
Well, it's like if
our point is to have immediate updates.
It's a sports update.
Yes.
It's not a sports. Wait a minute. Are you PVRing the game?
Yeah.
Update? No. Then I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
So the Chiefs go ahead 19-17 with 9:53 left in the fourth quarter. All right. Well, speaking of just, having things immediate and doing things on the fly. So this all started with Rip City Step this morning.
Yeah.
He would be a legendary nasty, would he not?
Yeah, I would consider him.
I would consider him in my brief tenure with EST.
Yeah. Very well spoken, well worded, and
good sense of humor, good sports knowledge, likes to participate.
He's a nasty. Yeah,
so he said jokingly on the hangout, why isn't anybody talking about Vito the Pug winning the National Dog Show? And I thought, oh, you think this is funny? Do you Rip City Step? I want to talk about dogs and dog shows.
I love dogs.
So then it turns out we discovered about 15 minutes ago, you told me, that you have a neighbor, Angie.
Yes.
Who trains dogs. Angie is on the line now. Angie, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
I'm doing all well. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. Thanks for doing this spur of the moment. This is pretty fun. You already know Jay. My name's Reid, so nice to meet you.
Hi, Angie. How are you?
Hey, Jay.
Hey, so I said, hey, we're talking about dogs, and I know you guys are into dogs big time. So why don't now? I may have misspoke, I guess, Angie. I don't believe you would consider yourself to be a dog trainer per se, but you do compete with dogs. So why don't you give us a little background on what you and Ainsley do out there?
All right. Yeah, we train dogs. We currently have a good house full of dogs. We have currently 3 different breeds of dogs. We've been training and competing for roughly 15-20 years. We train just outside of the city a couple days a week, and we compete in the sport of agility. So I don't know if anybody's seen Super Dogs, tends to be sort of the big name that everybody knows. So jumps and tunnels and teeter-totters and all that fun equipment. So it's a fast sport. It's time-based. The fastest handler and dog duo in each jump class without any mistakes takes the prize.
All right. So is agility also part of these big name shows, the National, the Westminster? Is it agility plus they have to, show well, or are those completely separate worlds in the canine competition universe?
There's definitely some venues where you want your dogs to be, both a part of that dog show. So you want to have the best built dog, or the best lines, the most muscled dogs. And then you kind of have a different sort of section of that of, does your dog just look really pretty, or can it also function in what it was bred to do?
So the debate was brought up, Angie, which dog show is the best, because as you know, I mean, we love when the Westminster Dog Show is on. We always watch it, and usually we're texting back and forth about it. And what show do you think is the pinnacle of the sport?
I think the most well-known one people probably know is Crufts. So Crufts is sort of that same, people will show their dogs, they'll get their dogs' lines checked, and then there's also an agility component. So they'll set up an obstacle course, and we'll see if these same good dogs can execute the obstacle course just as well as they can, look great.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Jay.
No. I you go ahead.
From your experience then, training dogs and having them do these agility competitions, what is the most athletic breed of dog?
Oh, great question.
That is a great question, because I would guess everybody that owned their own dog would probably want it to be theirs. In my experience, I would say the Border Collie. They're fast, they're agile, they're light on their feet, and they're just absolutely brilliant. So I would probably have to put my vote towards the Border Collie.
You mean it's not Cooper, my Corgi?
There is actually a few pretty phenomenally talented Corgis that do agility. It's also a herding dog. They've been bred to chase. So if you, Jay, ran around an agility course, I bet you your little Corgi would chase you too.
Well, true. We know that the girls have come over, and I think they tried getting because we have a Shepherd Collie cross as well, the bigger dog, Bingo, and I believe it was Grace, right? Grace was the one that was over at your guys' house because in their backyard they have some agility stuff. They have
sweet.
What do you call it? The teeter totter, and then the what pieces do you have back there?
Yeah, we've got a teeter, we've got some jumps, we've got a tunnel. It's called an A-frame. It's kind of exactly how it sounds. It's shaped like an A.
The weave poles,
Dog's got to
right?
go up and over. We've got weave poles, yeah. And you're right, little Cooper, the corgi, he's done it all. He's a pretty smart guy.
So how do you feel about a pug winning the National Dog Show?
A pug. My first thought would be, I don't know if it's built for speed, but I'd love to see it try. Agility, thankfully, is a sport that all breeds could try. I've seen a ton of different breeds that compete in it. Some of them do very well. Some of them love it. Some of them do it because they love their owners. I'd love to see a pug give it a go.
Okay, so when it comes to the show dog portion of it, so and I know you're more into the agility, but I'm assuming you know a little bit about the other stuff. When these dogs are shown, when they're paraded around, and then the judge walks along and says, "Oh, I like this one. I like this one." What makes a good show dog? Is it posture, cleanliness, behavior? Like, how does a dog win that part of the competition?
Yeah, it's a combination of all of those things, Reid. It's normally, lines, angulation, structure, their bone, how they're muscled, how they present themselves, behaviors, a lot of it. And just generally the temperament of the dog. I mean, all of these dogs' temperament, if you read up about them in the books, is supposed to be a certain way, right? Like guard dogs supposed to have a certain sort of intimidating stature, and do they do that in a show ring versus maybe a softer-eyed lap dog or something, and how close does that breed represent its breed type tends to get the winner.
Okay,
it's kind of like how people look at you and I, bone structure, height, cleanliness, height.
Beard grooming now for me.
Zach, Angie, we're on location right now, so I'm just going to say this. Zach, you go ahead and run that clip. Angie was kind enough to send a video in of a recent agility show that she had trained in. I'm not sure if it was trained or competed, but she's probably too modest to say, but Angie and Ainsley have both competed for Team Canada in this in dog agility.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you call it dog agility, Angie. Forgive me if I'm butchering this, but in agility, so they've went over to, I think it was Belgium. Angie, can you tell us where you've been with Team Canada?
I think we've been on Team Canada probably between Ainsley and I probably 7-8 times. So yeah, it tends to be all international. So we go over to Europe. We've been to Germany. We've been to Spain, Italy, England, Belgium. The Netherlands is one of our favorite locations. It's a direct flight. So we've kind of been all over Europe.
So we're watching the video now. I know you're on phone, but your dog, I believe that's Catcher's going through the weave. What are these agilities is the one that stumbles or stifles your dogs the most on a consistent basis?
It's probably those weave poles that you saw there. It's a difficult obstacle to sort of train. Probably the least natural thing for a dog to just sort of bend its body around like that. And again, you want to execute it quickly. And there's some criteria around the weave pole. So the dog must always enter and exit out the exact same way every time.
That's awesome.
We've got audio
on that one. We got a little bit of audio there. Angie, thanks for hopping on short notice. I have learned something.
Yes.
Hopefully our listeners have as well on this topic we kind of got into spur of the moment. So, hey, all the best in your future with all your canines that you're training and working with, and all the best as well being Jay's neighbor.
Well, and thanks for letting the girls come over and use the agility course for themselves as well.
No problem. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Thanks, Angie.
Okay, so there we go.
Very good. There you go. That's awesome. Like, yeah, these dogs are super fast. Super fast. Like, you don't get the full speed of them from that video, but
and there's always videos on YouTube of the confused dog or the elderly
Yes.
dog that doesn't do well with the obstacle course.
It doesn't
takes
quite respond
gets
to-
40
yeah.
seconds in penalties, but is just cute how off track it gets.
Yes.
That would be
That might even be the best part.
Yeah. Coop would be good at that. Coop's nice and low to the ground.
Oh, he's streamlined, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, those little arms. They move fast. It is funny when he's out there because the Corgi is a herding dog. It's bred to be herding dogs. But with the snow being 3-4 inches deep,
right,
and his legs only being 3 inches long, it presents a little bit of a problem.
Here's what we're gonna do. 780-218-9999. If you're in the nasty chat, you can participate there as well. Give us a thumbs up. You can also email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Limerick's coming in today. Here's Waddy in Cloverdale. He came to hang out and drink beer before starting a broadcast career. Breaks Elks news like Friedman. Sure is a deed man. So for Glue Guy, let's all give a cheer. Clicks for the Glue Guy. There we go. Boy, I'm really enjoying these limericks.
Wow, this is
There's one more I want to read, and we have a video limerick that we're going to get to at some point, probably between around 4:25 or so. But I'll say it. The Big Uke sent in a video limerick from Vegas, so I think people will want to see that because that's going to be pretty cool. Should I give clue number 2?
I think
we didn't have a winner.
We didn't
You
have a
would
winner.
have seen.
Yeah.
Clue number 2 in our mystery athlete of the game for Hudson's Canada's Pub. Clue number 2 is White House. So the first clue was Rangers. The second clue is White House. 780-218-9999. Maximum of 3 guesses. You're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub.
White House.
White House is the second clue.
Okay, well, I'll be watching.
Rangers was the first clue. White House was the second clue. I don't know if somebody's going to get it this quickly or not. I kind of don't have expectations anymore because somebody knew David Viborny after one clue.
We are at Sit and Sleep where Black Friday is happening now. Black Friday savings are on today until Sunday. Save on all the major sleeps brands. Get a queen-size Eurotop mattress with patented non-flip pocket coils, gel memory foam, and 5 comfort zones. Do you know what 5 comfort zones are, Reid?
The parts of the body?
It's different parts of the mattress that support your shoulders, your butt, your head, everywhere. So it's different zones for different needs.
That's awesome.
You can get that for $3.99. King size are only $5.99. That's over 50% off the regular price of a $9.99. Sit and Sleep has incredible Black Friday savings on all the major sleep brands, but only for this weekend and only while supplies last. Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. Come on up. Come on in. Come say hi. We've got a nasty here. What is your name, sir? Library Pat is in the house.
Oh, cool.
If I had my soundboard, I'd give you a round of applause, Library Pat, but I don't.
All right, we got to call a quick timeout. There are some incorrect guesses coming in for the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. We did call a quick timeout. We got the Koob. We got the oil understood for GCL Diesel.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Conveniently located 10 minutes west of St. Albert, Wheeler's RV Storage will provide you with safe, secure storage for your RV, boat, or whatever you need to store. Open 7 days a week with gated keypad access and extra large stalls. Now is the time to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get 1 month free. Now's the time to go to WheelersRVStorage.com. That's Wheeler's RV Storage. Safe, secure storage. Visit them today at WheelersRVStorage.com.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
The Canadian Ice House is taking your sports experience to a higher level. Trackman golf simulators are now open at the Ice House, an immersive and realistic golfing experience in the heart of downtown Edmonton. Visit in-store or at thecanadianicehouse.com for details.
Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Kelvin Pickard gets the start for the Oilers when they take on the Utah HC, where you can join Tom Gazzola for the game down at Hudson's Canada's Pub on Bourbon Street as he goes live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Hernan Salas. Just an hour before puck drop right here on EST. Elsewhere, there are 3 overtime games. Seeing the Canucks get past the Sabres 4-3. The Lightning etching past the Preds 3-2 in the Caps, taking a 5-4 win against the Islanders. And right now in the NHL, it's the Sharks leading 7-5 against the Kraken, and the Kings up 2-1 over the Ducks. In football, it's the Chiefs leading 19-17 against the Raiders with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. In the NBA right now, the Grizzlies are up 65-54 against the Pelicans before we see the Raptors play against the Heat on a 10-game NBA schedule. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne continues. I'm Zachary Kubusch for your sports update.
Talk to you soon. Okay, I think we're back. Got a visitor?
Yeah, Library Pat.
That's cool.
Lovely fella.
Do we have a winner?
Do we have a winner?
In the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. I'm doubting it.
No.
Oh, God, no. Oh, that's an interesting guess. That is an interesting guess. But I can't say which one it is. Well, I'm talking, Brandon, that's an interesting guess, but you are not correct. All right.
So we are at Sit and Sleep this Friday and Saturday and Sunday only. Get the fastest turnaround time on Canadian-made custom furniture in the industry. Come in to see one of our design specialists to find out how you can get your Canadian-made sofa or sectional in your choice of fabric, still delivered by Christmas.
Oh,
how
wow.
do they do that?
That's amazing.
So a reminder, when you spend over $999, you get free white glove delivery in-town service. There's 20% off home accents and queen size pocket coil 5-zone memory foam mattresses starting at $399. So come on in like Library Pat did. Get yourself a new mattress.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, they said people have been buying mattresses here. There's been people ordering, coming in from Edmonton Sports Talk. So that's good.
That's really good.
They appreciate it, and we appreciate that you're comfortable.
Well, we appreciate being here. It's a neat place. That's the one thing about being in broadcasting. You never know.
You never know
where you might broadcast from.
Our first time we were here live on location, somebody from Calgary asked if we'd be willing to come down there and broadcast.
Oh, yeah, that's
live.
right. That's right.
I didn't quite know how that would work, but
I think they just wanted us in their home doing a show.
Yeah. Can you guys come down here?
It's not quite that simple.
So we can tie you up.
Yeah, we don't just go anywhere we're asked to go, but we like coming to Sit and Sleep for sure. All right, 780-218-9999 is the EST inbox. Nasty chat off and running on YouTube. It is one of those days people just started having a conversation of their own and give us a thumbs up as well. Friday tends to be the slowest day with the thumbs up. I don't know if people are just, their thumbs are tired from the entire week. Or they're thinking about their Friday night plans. I mean, maybe they're going ballroom dancing
You're
tonight.
thinking about the weekend.
Maybe they got tap dancing lessons.
Maybe they're going for
maybe they got
mariachi.
Maybe they got a date with Tom Gazzola. I don't know.
Wait, a mariachi is what?
That's the shakers, isn't it?
Right. So that's not a dance. What is
I think you can dance with
where they're like they spin fast and do things. What's that called?
Where they spin fast and do things.
Yeah.
Figure skating? I don't know. That could be almost anything. That could be a basketball game. They spin fast and do things.
Google what dance is it?
That's amazing.
When they spin fast and do things.
You want me to ask ChatGPT? I have the subscription for a couple more weeks.
Salsa.
Oh, salsa dancing.
Boom. This is AI.
Eat salsa while salsa dancing. That'd be quite a fun night, wouldn't it?
Feat. World record.
We are going to dive into the oil understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a proud partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood. All right. 7 o'clock game. Oilers at Utah HC. 6 o'clock Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas from Hudson's in Wem. Bourbon Street. Is that still what they call it?
Bourbon Street.
Tom's going to join us at around 5:20 today. So let's hear a couple clips here from head coach Chris Knobloch. First of all, he had this to say about that Utah team.
Hey, Reid, I don't see those clips here.
We don't have those clips. I probably forgot to send them to you again, Coop, because I always forget to send you something.
Coop, you pretend to be Knobloch and what you would say.
No, hang
Get
on.
pucks in deep and battle hard, forecheck.
He said much more than that. I sent you the pictures of the dog, and I didn't send you the clips. So I'll send them to you now, and we'll talk about what we're going to talk about after. So here's the thing. The Oilers currently have a record of 11-9-2. Okay, so admittedly, fairly well. I think we've been using the word mediocre, right?
Mm-hmm.
So fairly mediocre. It's Black Friday. Last year on Black Friday, the Oilers played a matinee game against the Washington Capitals. The Oilers went into that game 5-12-1. As we remember, they were quite poor out of the gate last year, led to the coach being fired, all that kind of stuff. The Oilers beat the Washington Capitals 5-0. Played a great game. That started a run of 27 games in which they went 24-3. The Washington win was the first start of an 8-game winning streak. Okay? Then they lost 3 in a row. Then they won 16 straight.
Ooh.
Exceptional. And I know what already people, it's not going to happen again, Reid.
Almost unbelievable.
I know, everybody. Settle down. I'm not saying it's going to happen again. I'm just saying there is the opportunity for this to be a demarcation point, a launching point, so to speak, for perhaps some better hockey. Now, we know that on paper, this isn't as good a team as last year, and there may be, it may not be a team that can go on such an extended run of success. It probably isn't. But I do think it can play better, and I do think you can go into a road trip like this and saying, hey, they should be able to win 2 out of 3 if they play well enough, or get 4 to 6 points or whatever. So last season, with that Washington game, from Black Friday to the end of the regular season, the Oilers went 44-15-5.
That's crazy.
Like that's
44-15-5.
Yes.
Wow.
So, that's 29 games over 500. That's exceptional. So only 15 times in 64 games they went home without a point. So they had an incredible run. So I'm just saying that I guess I'm trying to be a little bit optimistic here, and I still think that there's reason to be optimistic, that there's plenty of time left.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I kind of have started, mocking that Thanksgiving deadline a little bit, because the Oilers are, they're not in a playoff spot. Fair enough. They're basically a point out. They're a point behind Vancouver and 2 points behind Colorado, who are the 2 wildcard teams. The Oilers are 4 points behind Calgary. They have a game in hand. They're 3 points behind LA. They have a game in hand. I mentioned they're 1 back of Vancouver. Vancouver does have a game in hand there, but they're right in a bunch of mix of teams. So the opportunity is there to, start banking some points and start separating. And perhaps, let's face it, as much as we would like to believe that professional athletes try as hard as they can and are maximum intensity all the time, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen.
You mean they don't give maximum effort, concentration, intensity every night?
They do. They're not maximum. I think they try to give as much as they have.
Yeah. No, that's so.
And I remember I talked to somebody a few years ago, And again, most players will tell you this. Like, there's ebbs and flows to the season. There's ebbs and flow in your energy. The travel does affect things. I try not to talk about that too much because I realize when people listen, when Oilers fans listen to an Edmonton Sports Talk show, my experience anyway, in having done one for 11 years now, they want analysis and they don't want anything that sounds like an excuse. And I appreciate that because I'd sooner talk about what happened on the ice. But I also know, from being around these guys and I think even more importantly, talking to former players who might more open up about things and might say, you know what, there were 5-game road trips. We'd gone 3-1 on the first 4 games and we were exhausted.
Yeah.
And we knew we weren't going to win the 5th game.
Right.
We tried, but we knew we probably weren't going to have it that night because it was 5-8. We'd already won 3 out of the first 4. We were satisfied. We knew we probably weren't going to have our best game, and we lost 4-1 and had 10 shots on goal. So I know that's discouraging for people who watch, but it does. So maybe even last week, you play a couple of home games. You got the hype of the 1,000th point for McDavid. You play 3 and 4 on the road. You come back and play Minnesota, and you look like garbage, right?
Yeah, very.
And then you're home for a day, and you go out and kick the crap out of the Rangers. So I mean, there are nights where maybe you just don't have the same amount of energy. And I know, I know good teams still find ways to get points, right? So anyway, I'm saying the Oilers went through this first part of the season. It wasn't all good. McDavid missed a couple games. I know they still have some important players out of the lineup, but maybe this is the point now where they might say, all right, enough blanking around. We've sort of half-assed it. We've sat there and said to each other and to the media and the fans after the game, we need to start playing better. We know what we're doing wrong. Like, remember the Corey Perry clip when I asked him about mucking around? He goes, yeah, we talk about it all the time, and we're not doing it. Like, maybe this is the time of year where they say, okay, 5-day break. We're in the thick of it with a bunch of other teams. Let's prove we're better. This is kind of what I'm hoping, and I realize there's still, it's not as good a lineup overall as last year, but this is just sort of some context I want to give and things I'm hoping for. And I remember once talking to a former player a few years ago, and I said, we all focus on these, once you get into February and March, well, who's fighting for a playoff spot? Who's fighting for a playoff spot? So what about the teams that are like 15 points clear? Like they'd have to lose almost every game to miss the playoffs. What do these teams do for motivation? And this person told me, you pick the games you got to get up for. Like you see these good teams.
That's odd.
Late in the regular season. They might drop one to the 29th place team, but you kind of focus on, all right, maybe it's an Eastern Conference team. We're going west we got a 3-game road trip out west next week. And 2 of the 3 teams we're playing are the division leaders in the Pacific and the Central.
Send a message.
Be ready for those.
Right.
And I'm not, of course they want to win every game, but I think it's human nature to know some nights are, and that's why, to go back to last year, remember late in the regular season, it was in March, the Oilers went into Dallas and I think lost 5-0 and stunk.
Yeah.
And I remember doing, the overtime open line in my next edition of Inside Sports, and I'm saying that was a big game because that's another playoff team, right? That's like Stanley Cup contender, and it's late March. You can see the playoffs from there. And at that time, I mean, now it seems frivolous to talk about it because they beat them in the playoffs. But at that time, why were you not ready for that game? Why did you not tell yourself, okay, it's the playoffs are 3 weeks away, but this is the caliber of an opponent we're going to have to beat in a 7-game series. Let's be ready to go. So anyway, I'm sort of long-winded and meandering a little bit, but hopefully I've made some points to stick with people, whether they agree or not.
Well, and Max in the nasty chat said, also, the Oilers are a group of veterans that know when to give max effort during the ebbs and flow of a season.
I think there's something to that. And I fully recognize that this, even I don't kind of like the thing. I like someone who watches sports and likes sports. I like to think they're all trying all the time. And they are. They're pros, but they know that things ebb and flow, and they do know, even though every game is worth 2 points, some might feel bigger than others.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know how you could deny that, right? There's nobody that would know definitively yes or no,
right?
And no player, no professional athlete's going to say otherwise. But you've said it before, and even in your profession, I mean, there's sales associates walking around here. Sometimes they're going to have an off day, right? It's just the world you live in, and everybody listening, you've had off days. Not every day is your AAA effort. Happens.
But I guess the overall point I'm trying to make is that I hope, from an Oilers standpoint, it's they recognize how mediocre they have been, and they recognize it's like, okay, guys, we can't afford too many more off nights.
Yeah,
the rest of the way. They're still going to, but you could argue out of their first 22 games that 10 were off nights, 14. Like even some they won, they would have been like, not that great.
Well, and now are you able to say now that you've seen this team and what they can do when they're firing all cylinders, a la the Rangers game last week?
Right. If they go out and commit, push the pace,
so
jump on a team.
Was it not their best nights, or was it just that they haven't meshed? They hadn't, was that the hangover from a Stanley Cup run?
Yeah, maybe. And I mean, I've kind of stopped talking about that, but I think I referenced someone mentioned that to me at the rink.
Yes,
last week, that this person, and this was not an OEG employee. This was a scout type person, I should say, an interested observer of the National Hockey League, who said that he thinks the Oilers' extended mediocrity to start the season is the result of last year. And I said, okay, fair enough, but how long does that become a quote unquote excuse or explanation or whatever you want to call it? And he said, just watch the Florida Panthers. He said, I think that they're going to start to drop off, and they kind of have. What have they lost? 6 of their last 9? I'm just double checking here.
Got some controversy here at the end of the Chiefs Raiders game.
The Florida Panthers have 2 wins in their last 8 games after starting really hot, right? So, again, stuff happens. Florida's coming back down to earth a little bit. They're 13. No, did they already win today? Did Florida already win today? Anyway, I think that person made an interesting point. What's happening in the Chiefs and the Raiders?
I don't know. This was late in the game here. A missed snap, miscommunication between the quarterback and the center. And it looks as though Kansas City had recovered the ball. And they were in, I believe, they were in field goal range. Was the Raiders, and fumbled it.
So they blew it in a different way.
Only down 2 points.
Yeah.
These guys are getting off the hook a lot this year. And by these guys, I mean the Kansas City Chiefs.
So is this the Chiefs season in which they have their best regular season record and then they don't win the Super Bowl? Like they go 16-1 or 15-2.
You were on the hook to an Aiden O'Connell led Las Vegas Raiders team.
They could have lost to the Carolina Panthers.
They could have lost to the Carolina Panthers. I guess you could say winning team win.
I say that all the time.
The shine is rubbing off, and you're starting to get a bit exposed here, Kansas City Chiefs and Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is there. Doesn't she perform in Vancouver this weekend? She better start driving now.
I think she usually hitchhikes.
Doesn't she have a show tonight in Toronto?
No,
I guess not.
Toronto's over with.
So I think next weekend then she's at BC Place, and then the tour is over.
Thank God. Like the tour?
Yes.
It's over?
Tour, yes.
Good. I'm done. I'm good.
You didn't go.
I know.
You just tired of hearing about it?
Yep. I'm good. Yeah, I've had enough.
You had enough of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she could just go away for a couple of years and it wouldn't hurt my feelings.
See, that's what the bands did in the 80s. you'd have your drummer lose an arm and you had to spend 3 years working on an album. 780-218-9999 into the nasty chat on YouTube. Keep those thumbs up coming if you're on the YouTube stream, as we're pushing towards 100 and things did pick up for sure. So clue number 3 in our Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game to win a $25 GC. Clue number 3 is Reid, R-E-I-D. Rangers, White House, Reid are the clues. Okay? We will call a quick timeout, and then we'll have more on the Oilers, and we're also going to get fired up for Gemco.
The Oilers hit the ice tonight against the Utah HC, where you can join Tom Gazzola for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live from Hudson's Canada's Pub in West Ed for 6 o'clock start. Tune in only on EST. And the Sharks walked by the Kraken 8-5. The Devils defeated the Red Wings 5-4, while the Predators fell 3-2 in overtime against the Lightning. And the Flames also took a 5-2 loss in their matchup with the Blue Jackets, while the Penguins and Bruins are just about to get underway. And down south, the Chiefs squeaked past the Raiders 19-17 to go 11-1 on the season. And on the court, the Hawks found a 117-101 victory over the Cavs, while at the end of the third quarter, the Grizzlies are up 67-56 over the Pelicans. After that, the Raptors meet with the Heat with 10 games around the NBA. This sports update is brought to you by Sit and Sleep, where you could save big with their Black Friday sale. Get a queen-size Eurotop mattress with patented non-flip pocket coils, gel memory foam, and 5 comfort zones slashed down to half price for only $399. Find great deals like this and more for the rest of the month at Sit and Sleep. Shop Black Friday sales now at Sit and Sleep. Find them in South Edmonton Common, next to Planet Fitness. You can go say hi to Reid and Jay right now. The Reid Wilkins Show returns just after the break.
Black Friday at FXR Edmonton is the place to shop for the best deals of the year.
Whether you're looking for snowmobile apparel, riding gear, workwear, or a new jacket for looking stylish around town,
FXR Edmonton is the place to be. Door crasher deals up to 80% off, and the entire store is on sale, so don't miss out.
The best deals of the year. Black Friday at FXR Edmonton, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Come see us at 324 Mayfield Common.
780 is just another lame-ass, low-budget local shop. Homegrown right here in Edmonton. 780 is both the shop name and their in-house clothing brand that celebrates all things unique to E-Town. They also work with close to 1,000 local vendors from the 780 to help promote and get their brands off the ground. Check them out online at 780.com or at any of their 5 locations at Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, and the Outlet Mall by the airport.
If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, protect your interests. They'll be there every step of the way to help answer your questions and help you get your life back on track. Trust Alberta's precedent-setting injury lawyers with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, call James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, 780-428-0088, or go to jameshbrown.com.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
I'm wearing my EST shirt today as we are live on location at Sit and Sleep, South Edmonton Common. We're with you until 6 o'clock. Then Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas will take over the stream. with the Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show leading into the Oilers against the Hockey Club at 7.
And
yes, sir.
Given that we are at Sit and Sleep, we better talk about the massive Black Friday savings that are on now at Sit and Sleep today until Sunday. All Canadian-made sofas, sectionals, and bedrooms are all on sale. Save up to 70% off select floor samples, 20% off home accents, and more. Also, make any purchase over $9.99 this week and receive free local white glove delivery with full setup and installation. That's worth it right there. Don't miss the massive Black Friday furniture and mattress sales event on now at Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness.
All right. Awesome stuff. Yeah, very accommodating. Have been Sonny and his crew here at Sit and Sleep for sure. Great.
Nobody's
spot.
gotten even sniffed this.
Now, I did tell
Yes.
you someone was going to guess George Bush.
Yes.
And somebody did, and it's not George Bush. The clues, Rangers, White House, and Reid, R-E-I-D. Nobody's got it yet. The next clue might be a giveaway because we're getting deep. Like, I always hope to go at least 3, right?
Well, hold off.
Yeah, we're not going to do it for a while.
Yeah.
Well, probably before 5.
Maybe.
TMI, dude.
Yeah.
But how's that too much
TBD.
information? Yeah,
TBD, bro.
Sorry,
TBD, bro.
TBD. Is it indeed. The James H. Brown studio, of course, on location today at Sit and Sleep. James H. Brown personal injury law firm, the heavy hitters of injury law with over 200 years of experience. James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. JamesHBrown.com. Book your private consultation today.
Man, I really want to jump in on some of these sales.
Well, go buy a couch.
No, I want to sell it.
Oh, you missed selling today.
Yeah. This pumps me up. Like, I know I could go out there and sell one of those couches.
You liked selling, eh?
Love it. It's in
Well, I
my
guess that was
blood.
part of your big part of your job.
Mm-hmm. And little known fact, Reid. Furniture, cars, appliances, heck, even homes. They don't sell themselves.
Right. But
you need somebody to sell them.
But is it not also the situation that if somebody goes into one of those types of stores, they're probably not just browsing? Like some places you might go in, like you might be in a mall walking by a store with a lot of kitchen stuff, and I might think, oh, I'll just go look. But I really don't have anything in mind to buy. If somebody goes to a furniture store, don't they have something in mind, even if they might not get it for a month or two?
Very well could be. That's
Okay.
why you need to not let them leave the store until they've purchased something. 'Cause
Why
once
is the
they
door
leave-
chained, Mr. Milne?
Oh, no reason. Buy this couch. Give me your credit card. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the business. Because once they walk out the door, there's very, very few that come back.
You can the contest, by the way, is text only for the mystery player 780-218-9999. All right, Koob, can we please play the video submission we received from the Big Uke?
All right, I'll try and get the music going here too because it's a limerick. You need it. You need it.
It might
No,
not.
don't worry
let's
about the
not-
music.
Don't worry about the music because
Just play the video.
There's a
Okay,
lot of
okay.
ambient sound
It's
in the
good
video.
enough as
All
it
right.
is.
Here we go.
All right. Hopefully you can hear me. Figured I'd send in a live limerick. Sitting on Fremont, having a time. Here we go. Fremont Street is an absolute party. Yesterday, I played blackjack with a guy named Marty. Hands were bad. I wasn't too glad. I'm hoping the plane ride home isn't too farty. Let's go!
All right, so that is the beginning of Fired Up for Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and an area for 45 years. The authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. I'm fired up for the Big Uke. The Big Uke is fired up.
Reid, I got to be honest with you. When you sent me that video, I think I watched it at least 10 times.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Sitting on Fremont, Having a time. And then,
Yeah.
oh, that's not. I played with the
Could
guy
that be
named
a
Marty.
nominee for?
That's
I guess
gotta
can't
be
text.
something.
There's got to be something we can nominate that in Esty for.
Performance of the year?
Performance of the year.
Yes.
I don't know what it would be.
I'm nominating that for performance of the year right now.
That's really cool. So I'm fired up that Big U did that, and I'm fired up that people are submitting so many limericks of their own.
Yes, it's great.
So Coach Gator sent in another one today. Reid Wilkins with a beard of gray tells stories in the quirkiest way. With wisdom and cheer, he draws all near, spinning tales that brighten the day.
I mean,
so I'm just fired up that people, because we've been doing this together 3 months. And as I often say, and you've gotten to know this, you never know what's going to catch on with the audience. Some little thing you might say might become something that is something the show gets known for. And then you might do something else to think, oh, yeah, this is going to be a bit that people will love. And like people are like, that's dumb. Don't even do it again. Or they just say nothing. Like I talked about the canned ham thing in my previous job that we eventually made shirts of that.
Yeah.
And now people have just started writing limericks that I rarely have to write one of my own anymore. So I'm just fired up about that. Fired up about the ones I get emailed to me, read at EdmontonSports.com. Fired up about the Big Uke doing a video submission for his limerick. That fires me up for Gemco.
I'm very happy and fired up for Big Uke as well. It sounds like things were, sounds like Blackjack didn't treat him all that well. But that's okay. If you don't succeed at first, try again.
Just keep gambling, Big Uke.
Well, what's that theory that you double your bet?
The martingale betting system.
The martingale.
So it works on bets that are more or less the ones that are close to the 50-50 propositions. So red or black in roulette or, blackjack, you either win or lose. But here's the thing. You have to have an almost unlimited bankroll, and you have to be at a place that doesn't have table limits, right? Because eventually, and you're only doing it to win one unit. So in roulette, let's say you bet red and it kept coming up black. So you would bet 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, and then you win. Well, you're not winning $256. You're winning $1 net, right?
Well, but you're getting yourself back up.
But yeah, you're getting yourself back up there.
We had a winner, Reid.
We have a winner. The Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Who is the winner?
Max Bezazu.
Good. Who put it in the nasty chat initially. That's
For
why I was
everyone to
like, don't
see.
put it in the nasty chat, baby. Don't put it in the nasty chat, Max. Was it Max Bezozu? Max Bezozu.
Max Bezozu.
I hope I'm saying that correctly. So the clues were Rangers, which referred to the Texas Rangers. White House referred to this person's high school. Reid refers to this person's current head coach. The next two clues would have been QB and 15. It is Patrick Mahomes.
Well done.
What
well
are they
done.
now? 11-1, 10-1, 13-1.
Struggling. Kansas
My
City
buddy
Chiefs.
just texted me and said the Chiefs have a deal with Lucifer because they have won some games that perhaps they have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. And I texted back. I said, well, if those other teams want to win, they should execute at the end of the game.
Well, there is something to be said. Yes, the Kansas City Chiefs find a way to win. And today, the Las Vegas Raiders found a way to lose. You can do both, right? So, but the Chiefs just in general do not look like the Chiefs of old, right? They're not dominating teams.
No, fair enough. But I'll always take winning. I'll always take winning ugly over losing pretty. Though I get it. Maybe there are some signs that they're not the powerhouse they've been in the past. But we were saying this about them at times about them last year too.
Wow,
They're
look at
not
this.
the Chiefs anymore.
My buddy just texted me, Sickler. He said, I just talked to a buddy at work. He's one of 5 left in an NFL survivor pool worth $60,000 for the winner. And he took the Chiefs to win this week. So he was...
What was the entry fee?
Well, there's some big ones like Vegas. If you get in some of these big survivor pools where there's, 3,500 entries.
Right.
You get some big payouts. One of the other guy had the Chiefs as well, and 3 have their picks playing Sundays.
And these are the ones where you can only pick a team once.
I'm not sure. I would imagine. Like that's just
yeah. Otherwise, you would just pick.
Yeah. What's the fun in that?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it is because, I mean, if you were to go look at this week and you'd look at a game, you'd pick the Chiefs to beat the Raiders.
If you haven't already spent them.
Well, even if it is, pick a game, any game. You pick a new team every week. That's probably the most low-hanging fruit of the week was that game, and they almost botched it.
Well, they didn't.
Whew, what else are you fired up about?
Well, it's interesting today. You know what Coyote Steve is fired up about? Coyote Steve says, hey, guys, your bet on when the first big trade in the NHL happens. In my opinion, January 15th. I agree, Coyote Steve. It'll be January 15th. That'll be my bet. I'm going with you.
In the new year.
Yeah.
I don't have any reason to suspect anything will.
I don't think there'll be one in December.
What if the Oilers?
And what's the definition of big?
Any for the Oilers.
Well,
any that would involve
in this town. Any move's a big move.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, if things keep going at this pace.
Oh, box numberer says Miller could be gone by next week. JT Miller, that'd be big.
Well, there talks with him.
But here's the thing. I think Coyote Steve and I are still getting to know each other. Because I don't know if he listened on chat, but if he's been listening to me here, like with trade stuff, Coyote Steve, whatever you say, I'll go along because I'm not a big rumor mill chaser. I realize it's part of it, and we do talk about some stuff, but I'm just like, oh, look, because we could do a 3-hour show every day on rumors, and we could have weeks where none of them come to fruition.
Yeah,
and then you'd look back and be like, why did we even do that show instead of talking about. I mean, I get it. It's part of being a sports fan is looking ahead. But once trades happen, I talk about them. I'm not one of those people that, and I don't know if you are or not, Coyote Steve, but who sits and thinks, oh, who could trade for who? I'm just like, I don't know. Like, we'll see what happens when it happens. I'm also fired up about, as of, I guess technically be as of Sunday morning. But I think we can recognize it today. That my probation at Edmonton Sports Talk is ending. 3 months.
Oh.
Technically, I started September 1st. Our first show was September 3rd. But September 1st was when I technically became an employee. So, this is it. Nielsen's stuck with me.
Okay,
3-month probation. It's awesome.
Just got to write a quick email to Dustin.
What's going on?
You had a 3-month probation period?
Yes, that's standard in work.
Do you know what my probation period is?
3 months.
No.
What?
6 months. You son of a.
Well, that's
what?
Dustin put you on 6 months probation.
That's what it said in my contract. 6 months.
Mine did not. Well, a little awkward. I thought it would be the same for both of us, for any new employee. Kub, when you got hired, what was your probation period?
I don't remember. I just said yes.
Probably 3 months.
More likely than not.
Yeah, more likely than not.
Are you joking?
No, 3 months. Well, why? I wouldn't bring it up on air otherwise.
I got to text Dusty. Maybe he can. Well, I don't really care. I'm not.
Well, you're fired up for a different. You're still fired up. It still fits in the segment. You know what? If we can get to 100 thumbs up, maybe Jay will be lifted off probation by Monday by Dustin. So that's motivation to give us a thumbs up on YouTube and let people know, hey, listen to these, check these guys out, give them a thumbs up. It'll be fun. I mean, my this is 3 months. My probation, I've made it through my probationary period.
Coyote Steve says that's because you're the sidekick like Batman and Robin.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you are new to broadcasting. Mm-hmm. Fair.
Yeah, newer than me.
If you remember the interview, Dusty did say that Jay would be gone within a year. That's from Norman and Combine.
Oh, from our video. Oh, yeah. Some no-name. He'll be gone in a year. He did say that.
Jay over here waiting for benefits to kick in, too. Nope. I know we don't have benefits. Whatever.
I thought 3 months was standard in every industry. 3-month probation.
I want to get Dustin on the phone.
All right. This is it's a little tense right now, so we better take a quick timeout. Coob's got a sports update.
The Oilers get set for their first game against the Utah HC with Tom Gazzola live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show from Hudson's Canada's Pub on Bourbon Street at 6 o'clock with Hernan Salas right here on EST. And in just a moment, the Bruins get underway with the Penguins. The Jets play the Golden Knights, and the Avs meet with the Stars. Football saw the Chiefs sneak past the Raiders 19-17, improving their record to 11-1 on the season. In the NBA, the Pelicans trail 83-74 against the Grizzlies before the Raptors hit the court with the Heat. And the Clippers match up with the Timberwolves, while the Lakers go at it with the Thunder. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Proudly family-owned and operated for 33 years, Paramount Flooring is your full-service flooring and tile supplier. Whether you're a homeowner, renovator, or builder, Paramount Flooring provides the flooring to fit your lifestyle and budget. Visit their showroom that's open 7 days a week at 10707 184th Street. Paramount Flooring. Flooring for the life that you live. After the break, Reid and Jay continue their show live from Sit and Sleep. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
Conveniently located 10 minutes west of St. Albert, Wheeler's RV Storage will provide you with safe, secure storage for your RV, boat, or whatever you need to store. Open 7 days a week with gated keypad access and extra large stalls. Now is the time to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get 1 month free. Now's the time to go to WheelersRVStorage.com. That's Wheeler's RV Storage. Safe, secure storage. Visit them today at WheelersRVStorage.com.
Tommy Gunn's Barbershop is more than just a barbershop. It's a top-notch, tailor-made experience from check-in to check-out. Get a precision haircut, a classic shave, or a facial to step up your style. Just walk in, relax, and let Tommy Guns take it from there. Find comfort in knowing their team follows the code, which is their commitment to care for you as a customer. Check out Tommy Guns today, in-store or online at TommyGuns.com to bring out the best in you. Tommy Guns, where every cut is done right every time.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
All right, thanks for joining us this afternoon. A reminder that portions of this hour presented by Canadian Brewhouse. Book your holiday party at CBH today, your ultimate destination for events, parties, fundraisers, and more. 'Tis the season to celebrate. Visit and book now at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. Reid Wilkins, Jay Milne at Sit and Sleep in South Edmonton Common. How you doing?
So I text Dusty.
Yeah.
I said, what the hell? Reid's only on 3 months probation.
Yeah.
I'm on 6 months. And he said, yes, Reid is a seasoned broadcaster. Period.
That's all you wrote back?
That's it.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Guess that's enough said. I feel the love from the Nasties, so I feel like probation aside, I think everything should be all
I
right.
think you're going to be fine.
I think I'm going to make it.
I think you're going to be fine. I think the Nasties are supporting you very much so. Patrick Mahomes was our mystery athlete of the game for Hudson's Canada's Pub. Who won that one? Mex Bezozu? Are we saying that right?
Yeah, it's one of the hardest names I've come across. Mex Bezazu.
Bezazu? Okay.
Zozu, Zazu. It's a woozy, it's a wazzy.
Okay, good stuff. I got Zach those clips that I neglected to send him earlier. Here is head coach Chris Knobloch talking about the Utah Hockey Club.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good players who can skate and make plays right through the lineup. Very dynamic. It's important that we're, trying to take away that space and not letting them build and create that speed. If you're sitting back, they can make those plays. And if we're, getting uptight and checking them, not giving that room, makes it a little more difficult for them. But, we talked a lot about their offensive players, that they do have some dynamic players. They've been playing really well defensively this year. A lot more, they pretty open last year. Gave up a lot of goals against, but, from what I've seen so far defensively, they've been pretty solid there.
The Utah Hockey Club 9-10-3 so far this season, 4-4-1 on home ice. Their leading scorers, well, one of them we had on the show yesterday. Dylan Gunther has 10 goals and 20 points. Clayton Keller, good player, has 6 goals and 20 points. They also got Logan Cooley with 17 points. Mikhail Sergachev is there now. He has 15 points. The Oilers coming in 11-9-2. Draisaitl still leading them in scoring with 30 points in 22 games. McDavid up to 28 in 19. And then, as you know, some other guys with okay totals, but many of them not where you'd expect them to be offensively. It will be Calvin Pickard in net tonight for the Edmonton Oilers, 4-3 on the season with a 2.44 goals against average and an .893 save percentage. So I was talking about how Black Friday is kind of where the amazing run really started for the Oilers last season. My old buddy Stoff kind of framed it around that, the question around that today, and Knobloch offered this look ahead.
I'm very optimistic things are going to get better and winning more games and putting a little longer winning streaks together. The season's long, and same thing last year where maybe it's tough to get ready to play every single night and just trying to do just enough to win games. And, the NHL is hard. It's hard to win games. And the parity throughout the league, if you're the best team playing the worst team, you can't just show up and play. And, I think haven't been our best, but I also think we've been a little bit better than our record says we have, and just haven't been able to pull out wins. And ultimately, the game's all about winning and losing, and we're going to find ways to win these games. But, I know we've got more, and I think we're just we'll put together some longer streaks.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, he's referenced that he thinks their play has been better than the results. Yeah, I don't know. Yes. In some, because there have been some clear games they've outchanced teams and haven't scored.
Do you find that odd that he does that? To me, it just seems like that could be picked off, and I guess I'm the guy picking it off as an excuse. And you don't want to, as a fan. You think Oilers fans want to hear Chris Knobloch said, "Well, we do have this stat that says, we're the best." It's scoring chances in a grade A scoring chances.
Right.
Nobody wants to hear that. Right.
Though I do. Okay. Several things. A couple things come to mind. First of all, I do think that there's a large element of truth in it, whether or not you're using analytics or not.
Sure.
Whether or not you go to natural stat trick and look at high danger chances, I think there have been games this season in which you've said the Oilers had more chances than the other team, in which you could flat out say that just from watching the game.
Yes.
And lost. So, over the course of an 82-game season, you accept that is going to happen sometime, but the majority of the time, you'll win the games in which you have more chances, and by the end of the season, you should be fine.
That's for people like you and me to say, not the head coach.
Well,
of the team.
why can't the coach say it?
That the head coach shouldn't be saying that. That's an excuse.
That's
not a fact.
No, I don't think that's an excuse.
Why isn't that an excuse?
Because to me, an excuse is something that detracts attention from an actual problem. Like if he said,
that's exactly what he's doing. They're not scoring.
Right, but he's saying, okay, he's saying to score goals in hockey, you need to generate scoring chances, and that I feel I as Knobloch, I'm pretending I'm him, but he's saying the way we're playing, I guess what he's saying is we're playing winning hockey, but we're not winning. Okay. Whereas, so I don't think that's necessarily an excuse. If he said, oh man, like, yeah, but we're not getting enough power plays. The refs are against us. Or if he said, well, have you seen some of these buildings we play in? The lighting is so stupid. How can we win? How can It's such an advantage for the home team. It's like, okay, so if a football coach said, look, we're 1-2, but we're averaging 450 yards of offense a game. I like that. I think we're doing a lot of things right on offense. We're just not scoring in the red zone. It's basically what Knobloch is saying is they're not scoring in the red zone, to put it in a football way. Like, would it bother you if a football coach said that?
It's still not. Like, I'm not saying it's not accurate. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying I find it odd. I've never heard that come from a coach's mouth in that manner, saying, "Oh, we got all the chances. We're just not burying them, consistently."
Well,
I guess I shouldn't say I've never heard that. I just had a problem with the way that it was worded, I guess, is what I'm trying to get
Yeah,
at.
I mean, I don't know. And again, you got to remember too, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general. This is why I often don't overly freak out about what a coach says or how he says it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they decide how they're going to act publicly, and they completely commit to that no matter what.
Yeah.
So he's decided that's a talking point for him. And, maybe he doesn't want to say anything too negative about his players or say things that could, circle back in the dressing room and affect a guy's confidence or make dissension or whatever, right? So I understand what you're saying. And plus, I mean, he is asked about it, and he's probably thinking, okay, they're asking me about the season again, so I guess I'll say this again. You know what I mean? I don't think he's presented it in like a whiny, excuse-toned sort of way, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, I do agree with you. It's like, okay, just quit bringing it up.
Yeah.
Like, just there's a way to answer the question without answering it, or you can short answer somebody.
Yeah.
Like that. And I can tell you, as someone who's in the media, that actually is a real way, an effective way, generally, of trying to get something not asked anymore. Just start almost ignoring it.
Right.
Like politely.
Yeah, we got to score goals.
Yeah,
Next question.
Yeah, you can just sort of say, and I know what I should have played Stoff's question, because Stoff was kind of getting at what I'm talking about. Black Friday last year, they took off, so Knobloch's processing all that. Okay, what happened last year? Okay, yeah, what did we do that we weren't doing now? Okay, but yeah, maybe there's a point where he just says, I think we just got to keep banging away offensively, and let's see what happens. Now, maybe that's not an answer people would like either. This is the beauty of talking about the Oilers in this city, right? You don't just talk about how they play. You talk about how the coach answers questions.
Well, what do you think about what Coyote Steve said? Reid, Oilers are 500 team and -5. Do you think Knob's analytics talk is to take pressure off the players.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I want to know what Coyote Steve thinks, too, since he's asking the question, too. I don't know. I want to know his opinion. Yes, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think publicly he is choosing to say the thing that will make his players feel best about themselves or put the least pressure about themselves. Now that doesn't mean they're not looking at video, but I think I get, and this is how I always think about things if somebody says to me, well, what do you think of the coach's answer? I always think to myself, okay, maybe you didn't like that answer, but here are a bunch of answers you as a fan probably would have liked even less. Like, what if he went there out there when he's asked about Hyman and rolled his eyes and says, yeah, not getting 64 this year, eh? or where did he get to? 56, I guess? Or I can't remember what he got to. He had a hell of a season. Yeah, because he had, 50 or 54 and 16. So anyway, like, yeah, so much for 50 goals this year. Like, what good would that do?
Yeah.
Or, if he said things like, yeah, if he wants to score 50 again, he wants to pick up the pace. Or if he was asked about Bouchard, if he said, yeah, it doesn't look like he's getting $10 million, eh? I mean, so I get it. A lot of times the answers that are somewhat deflective, I understand why they might annoy fans, but they're probably the lesser of all the evils. And yeah, hey, I'm not expecting anybody to agree with me or like it. I'm just giving my opinion on it.
No, and I think it's just unconventional, I guess, to be saying this obviously, right? When you could answer it quite simply and saying, yeah, we just need to score more. That's really all they need to do. If they score more, your goaltending woes go away, your defensive struggles go away. That's it.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Do the goaltending woes go away if they start scoring more?
Oh, there's a couple games that some of the goals against would have been paid less attention to.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so they've been, shut out 3 times? And what did I say? The Columbus game, they scored in the last minute.
Right.
So it's both things. But yeah, if you lose a game 2 or 3-0, it's hard to say it's all on the goalie if you don't score even one.
Well, speaking of goalies, are you surprised that Pickard's getting a start?
Yeah, I am, because I thought it would be Skinner.
Pickard.
I thought it'd be Skinner, Pickard, Skinner. I still think Skinner starts 2 out of the 3, and they do have Sunday and Monday without a game.
Yeah.
So he still gets a little break in
So
there.
That's the plan.
Yeah. I would think so, but
I wonder how they figure that out. Is this well, Skinner's played better against the Avalanche, or Skinner's probably going to face the Avalanche in the playoffs. Let's get him in net against them.
Yeah, and I didn't even look at all the historical, what is Pickard's record against? Well, I hope they don't consider it a new franchise in the stats, and they don't even list any stats. That will annoy me.
Oh,
that'll get me fired
Utah?
up. Well, yeah, because you in the game, because I've shown you the game notes now that you can get. Well, actually, you don't have to have a media account. You can get them off the website. Pickard. Oh, God. They don't have the stats against Arizona. They have every Oiler as if they have never played a regular season game against this opponent. That irritates me. It's Arizona. It's the same franchise.
Do you want to roll it back to Fired Up for Gemco?
For Gemco. Throw the media notes in a fireplace for tonight. That's awful. 780-218-9999 is how you text the show. You can jump into the nasty chat on YouTube. There's been some fun stuff in there as well. And keep those thumbs up coming as we endeavor to get to 100 and get Jay off probation by 6 o'clock tonight.
Let's do that. That'd be good.
Let's do that. I got a top 3, and we got Tom Gazzola as well, all coming up as we are live at Sit and Sleep for the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Book your holiday party at the CBH today. The Canadian Brewhouse is your ultimate destination for events, parties, fundraisers, and more. 'Tis the season to celebrate. Visit and book now in-store or at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
In life, it takes a village. From childhood to your golden years, we all need support. At Capital Care Foundation, we've built that village for our 2,100 seniors. Join us in creating a nurturing environment that feels like home and fosters community connections. Your donation makes a difference. Visit capitalcarefoundation.net today and become a vital part of our village. Because together, we can make every stage of life a shared journey. Be a part of the journey. Support Capital Care Foundation.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems. But did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Wholesat, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
The Oilers hit the ice against the Utah HC, where you could join Tom Gazzola for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live from Hudson's Canada's Pub in West Ed for a 6 o'clock start. Tune in only on EST. Right now, the Bruins lead 1-0 over the Penguins off the stick of Charlie Coyle before the Stars meet with the Avs, and the Jets play the Golden Knights. Down south, the Chiefs squeaked past the Raiders 19-17 to go 11-1 on the season, while in basketball, the Grizzlies stand 101-89 over the Pelicans midway through the fourth quarter. After that, the Raptors tip off with the Heat. The Pistons meet with the Pacers, and the Magic take on the Nets. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne continues right now. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up to date.
What? I'm hungry.
Oh, no, that's great. Eat the muffin. Stuff your face.
It's monkey bread.
Fill your boots. That's monkey bread.
Yeah, this is monkey bread.
Show everybody.
That's the monkey bread from Brio.
And
I got Jay a cruffin.
Reid brought me a cruffin.
Sorry, everybody. I'm eating on air. This is awful. I'm so comfortable with everybody. We're fine.
It's fine. It's like family.
Thank you, Coyote Steve. Pickard. Steve, you might have left. You mean 3-4-3? Or would have he played Arizona that much? Anyway. Yes. The Oilers playing the expansion Utah Hockey Club. They just took all their players from the Coyotes.
That's terrible.
It is weird.
Like you couldn't say formerly Coyotes, AKA Coyotes.
That's a new franchise.
Oh, jeez.
780-218-9999 is the EST inbox. The nasty chat on YouTube. Continue to get us thumbs up and get Jay his job. All right. Koob, I'll just let you know. Oh, Koob has it. I think we're going to have Hernan instead of Tom in about 18 minutes there as Tom's getting out to West Edmonton Mall. It is time for... Oh, this is fun. I think this will be a fun one. We've had some good top threes this week. My top three, as always, presented by Food Sausage. The best sausages you will ever eat. Locally made, packed full of flavor. Order online or visit them in-store. 6736 99th Street. Take advantage of their EST discount. That's right, 10% off your order by entering the online code EST or mentioning EST in-store. Free delivery in Edmonton on orders over $100. As Food Sausage says, you can't beat our meat. What?
But as dogs.
Oh, yeah, well, that's good.
10%.
That's good. That's good. The dog learned just enough English to bark 10%.
It doesn't do good with words, but numbers, no problem.
Numbers are fine.
And signs.
So we have had a bit of a dog theme on the show because we were talking about Vito. Was that Vito the pug that won the national dog show? Thanks
Vito.
to Rip City Step for that. And then we wound up almost spur of the moment talking to Jay's neighbor, Angie, who has dogs going in agility contests. And I found, I don't want to go to this well too often, but I do feel that it's a well that I should go to at least somewhat regularly because it does appear to connect with the listeners, and it is part of my personal interests and history.
That's what people want to hear.
Movie stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't get your topic or anything.
My top 3 movies with dogs.
Oh.
Now, this is a very general topic, right?
Wow.
So my top 3 movies with dogs. And it's my top 3, so I can kind of go wherever I want with it.
Well, there's Air Bud 1.
I didn't pick any of the Air Buds, but there are a lot of movies with dogs. But I'm going to pick a fairly recent movie, last 15 years. I think one of the best movies of its genre, in the action genre, probably this century.
Okay.
The dog is not in it for very long, but the dog is critical to the plot and the motivation of the main character.
I think I know where you're going.
And it's a Canadian star. Who is this?
John Wick.
It's John Wick. So again, I'm not saying top 3 dogs in movies. I'm not saying top 3, movies where the dog is the main character.
The center, yeah.
But in terms of a movie with a dog in which the dog is important, and in John Wick, it's, the murder of the dog.
Yeah.
Because his wife passed away, and then he got the dog, the wife left him the dog or something. And
yeah.
then the bad guys came and killed the dog, and John Wick's, okay, fine, I'm coming out of retirement, boys. So John Wick has to be on this list, I think. Jimbo says John Wick in the Nasty Chat.
I think that's a great pick.
Thank you.
I'm just trying, sorry to do this while you're doing your list, but I just, there's so many movies that have dogs.
Oh, it's insane. It's insane. Like the Nasty Chat's going to pop off at ones I don't mention.
They're not.
Or I just haven't seen, or I don't think are very good, or I forgot about. And the last one is probably going to annoy people. Because if I didn't annoy people, am I really doing my job?
Really doing your job here,
Am I
Reid?
really Reid?
Okay. Well.
Corey B says, whoa, spoilers. I'm sorry if you haven't seen John Wick by this point, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, Corey B, I'm going to tell you something else. In The Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis is dead almost the entire movie. Okay?
No!
Not at the beginning, but most of the rest of the movie.
This is interesting. Because are you... Okay, hang on.
I did not pick a kid's movie.
No animated movies?
No, I didn't. I could have.
I think there'd be a totally new category.
You can suggest some at the end, for sure, but I had to pick my top 3 movies with dogs.
Okay.
The second one, I'm surprised no one has put it in the Nasty Chat already. This is... Oh, see, one of the employees here said Homeward Bound.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion.
Good. You know what I realized?
Like people can hear us? Yes, that's how it works, Jay. That's how it works, baby.
It's actually quite loud if you're talking like normal.
Yes.
It's not like we're having a conversation.
No, it's totally different. Corey B says Turner and Hooch.
Good
Rob
one.
from the Grove, A Dog's Purpose. Jimbo says Homeward Bound as well. So this one is done in mockumentary style. It features some of the cast members who made the greatest mockumentary of all time. This is Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
It also features Parker Posey in a memorable role, Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy.
Classic.
And in terms of the movie being with dogs, well, there are dozens of dogs in this movie, though it centers around a few of them and their handlers and a dog show. If you have not seen this, I would say, was this a must-watch?
This is drop what you're doing tonight and watch it.
Best in show.
Yeah.
Best in show. It is hilarious. I just love that style of humor when it's done well. I mean, sometimes the mockumentary format gets overused, but it's well done there. There's a lot of obvious big jokes, and there are a lot of subtle jokes. Like, it's definitely a movie you could watch tonight and then watch again in 2 months and be like, oh, I missed that. Or, oh, now that's funny. Now that I've seen it, I got to go back and watch it.
Great pick.
Now, I will say, if I were to do a list of top 3 performances ever in movies, Best in Show would be on the list as well, for Fred Willard as the inappropriate dog show commentator. So
He's
Fred
incredible.
Willard, who passed away in the last 2 or 3 years, I think, it was a very funny man. At the end, and this won't spoil it, but basically, Best in Show is about a bunch of different people getting ready to bring their dog to a big dog show, like Westminster. They call it something else in the movie. And it's televised. So the commentators are a very sort of not staunch, but like proper British commentator who knows everything about this world of dogs. And Fred Willard, who's sort of the brash, mouthy American who didn't do any research and just makes off the cuff, often sexually inappropriate comments about the dog show and the dogs and the handlers. And he's hilarious. So Best in Show, absolutely on this list. You agree with that one, eh?
Oh, 100%. That would be my number 1 on your list, barring a complete out of left field pick here in the last one.
Charlie says Cujo. I don't know if I've seen Cujo, so I didn't want to put it on the list, but that would be a good suggestion for sure. Snars Attacks says Christopher Guest at his best for Best in Show. Several people putting Best in Show. Turner and Hooch. Was there a dog in Dumb and Dumber?
The Mutt's Cube Van. The Mutt's Cup.
Oh, the van. Sorry.
The van,
yes.
yeah.
So my third one is probably going to be the one that irritates people because it's a bit of a cheat. Because I said top 3 movies with dogs.
Yeah. ...
in the title.
Oh.
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh.
Okay, and here's what else I'm going to say. I'm going to say this right to the camera.
Who was your favorite one?
Tarantino's best film, still to this day.
I'd agree with that. I think it's the best.
It's so good.
Who's your favorite color? Mr. Pink?
Well, Mr. Pink has all the mouthy classic lines.
Yeah.
And Buscemi, I don't think was very well known when that came out.
No, Mr. White?
I think a few of those guys wouldn't have been that well. Like even Tim Roth.
Oh, it was early.
Even Madsen. Like even Michael Madsen is crazy as the kind of the psycho guy who cut the ear off.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's that song? Little Green Bags? Yeah.
Is that the one at the beginning or at the end?
No, I forget. But I have the soundtrack.
Yeah. Bonus top 3. My top 3 Tarantino movies. I would say Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill. Pulp Fiction probably edges out The Hateful Eight, but I thought The Hateful Eight was really good.
You don't have Django on there?
Pardon me. To me, Django's maybe his worst film. It's so over the top, it loses its effect after a while, for me. Like, I get he just wanted to make something.
I thought it was just Tarantino, Reservoir Dogs, Tarantino put into present day. And just over the top.
Well, no, Django's set in the...
I know, but filmed, like the new version of Tarantino.
Oh, like, okay.
You know what I mean? I Pulp Fiction's on there. Reservoir Dogs is on there.
Jared says, I actually thought Hateful Eight is the best, but no one else seems to. I think Hateful Eight's really good. Jared also says, do I have a Letterboxd account? I do not know what that is.
Me neither. What do you need? My credit card?
What is a Letterboxd account? I know what letterboxing is because when I worked at Blockbuster, if someone was renting a Letterboxd movie, I had to tell them, hey, just so you know, there's going to be black lines at the top and bottom of your screen. Right? Because the screens weren't that perspective yet. They were more rectangular.
Oh, yeah. Rob from the Grove says Snatch. The Dags.
Oh, I don't remember that.
You don't remember?
I don't remember every dog in every movie.
The dog that ate the ball that had the diamond in it. Remember Brad Pitt? He was he's the pikey.
Yeah, sort of.
And he brings George the pikey or the big pikey to the fight, the bare knuckle brawl with Brad Pitt.
Wow, I do not remember that movie.
And Statham is in it.
Statham's in it, sure.
And Bricktop.
I'm not denying anything you're saying. I just don't remember. I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Bricktop feeds you to the pigs. You're on thin ice, and I will surely be below it. Something like that.
It's a social movie app. All us nasties could follow you and see your reviews and movie rankings. Letterboxd. Oh, so it's sort of like Untapped for movies. Untapped is the beer app that I have. So you check in a beer and give it a rating. I'll look into Letterboxd. I have a feeling the nasties wouldn't find me that interesting on it, though.
Yeah, you just don't know that.
So those are my top 3 movies with dogs. John Wick, Best in Show, Reservoir Dogs. I considered putting A Boy and His Dog, which has one of the darkest endings you'll ever see. A young Don Johnson.
I think Inglourious Bastards should be on the Tarantino list as well. There's a couple of people that have mentioned it
as one of his 3 best films.
But you know what, Reid? they're
He's got a lot of good
darn
movies.
Good. They're a specific type for sure.
He's only made 10 of them. Is it 10 or 9 he's made? Did anybody else think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was like good but a little disappointing?
I didn't like Kill Bill.
Oh, I love Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Kill Bill is brilliant. You didn't like it, eh?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I respect your opinion, but I thought it was, I love Kill Bill. You didn't like either one?
No.
Like Kill Bill Volume, really the way it mixed all the stuff together and told the story and had that animated sequence and the fight with Lucy Liu on that weird snowscape at the end.
It didn't connect with me.
Well, it's not supposed to be real.
I don't think many of his are supposed to be real.
This would never happen.
Yeah. I don't think many of them would apply to that.
For a while, there was, wasn't he going to make a Star Trek movie for a while? Or he talked about it, I think a Bond movie. I guess he can be associated with anything he wants to talk about making.
I think he can talk about it, yeah.
Yeah. But I thought he said he wanted to make 10 movies. He's at 9. So he's got to make one more. I'm not sure what he's working on. He's probably working on something that I'm not aware of. We're at Sit and Sleep. So we're on the road with the James H. Brown Studio. James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law. With over 200 years of experience, James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. Visit them at jameshbrown.com today and book your private consultation. We just heard my top 3 for food sausages as the Oilers get set to play the Utah Hockey Club at 7. 6 o'clock is the Oil Stream pregame show with Tom and Hernan. I think Tom just in the process of getting to West Ed, so Hernan's going to jump on with us and banter and give some of his fun stuff. The mystery athlete of the game was Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs, by the way, pulled it out today, 19-17 over the Raiders. A botched snap, I guess, at the end of the game helps the Chiefs win. And I thought I saw, we were not totally engaged watching, that there was a penalty call that they impeded the Raiders as well.
Illegal shift or something, and the center went ballistic.
Then he botched a snap later.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd love to watch. Maybe I'll watch the highlights right now.
Yeah, I don't know what the fumble, but wasn't that the first game of the year, Baltimore at Kansas City, when Baltimore got an illegal formation 4 times in the first quarter because one of their linemen was too far back off the line?
Yeah.
And they decided they were going to force the heck out of that. Chiefs, by the way, clinch a playoff spot, 19-17 over the Las Vegas Raiders in the Black Friday game in the National Football League. All right, we got the Cube with a sports update, and then we'll touch base with Hernan.
The Oilers get set to face the Utah HC for the very first time with Tom Gazzola live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show from Hudson's, Canada's Pub on Bourbon Street at 6 o'clock with Hernan Salas right here on EST. And right now it's the Bruins leading the Penguins 1-0 at the end of the first period. Later we see the Jets take on the Golden Knights and the Avalanche match up with the Dallas Stars. Football saw the Chiefs sneak past the Raiders 19-17, improving their record to 11-1 on the season while claiming a playoff spot. And in the NBA, the Pelicans trail by 15, score 120-105 against the Grizzlies before the Raptors hit the court with the Heat. The Clippers meet the Timberwolves, and the Thunder go at it with the Lakers. On the other side of the break, Hernan Salas joins the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubusch for your sports update.
Wake up with the Nielsen Show with Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of Injury Law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oiler fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Edmonton Sports Talk delivers a mass audience of key, influential customers to your business, all while you associate your company brand with the biggest names, the hottest sports news, and teams from every league around the globe. Oilers and Elks, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, and the Association, Formula One, soccer, golf, oh sweet mama! The excitement is palatable on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's where fans go to get their sports fix and where our partners find the most loyal consumers. Contact us today and see how our team on Edmonton Sports Talk can score the biggest goals for your business. With various advertising options available, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com or head to our website and send a message at edmontonsportstalk.com.
Oh my goodness, Friday afternoon. If you're on your way home, hope you had a great day at work and you got a good weekend ahead. I'm always careful, though, like assuming, it's fine. I feel a lot of people, I remember even at Inside Sports, I'd be doing 6 to 8 and sometimes, but hey, hope you're having a good evening. And some people like, yeah, I work like 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. I'm going in.
Well, don't be so particular.
Well,
it's the evening. It's safe to say. It's not an insult. Everybody has different hours.
No, it just bums people out if I say it's a further reminder that they're working while most of the world is off.
Well, if that bums you out, then you should change jobs. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess you don't need me to bum you out.
No. If that's the situation, I'm sorry. There's not much help for you.
Right.
Is that fair or is that just rude?
A little bit of both, I guess.
I think it's fair. In the inbox, Rip City Step, his ranking for the dog movies. 1 was Best in Show, 2 The Incredible Journey, and 3 Fox and the Hound.
Oh, nice.
I had Fox and the Hound on my list as well as Balto. Balto's an incredible movie. His top 3 for Tarantino: Glorious Bastards, Pulp Fiction, and Reservoir Dogs. Nate the Builder says, I didn't like Kill Bill either. And Big Dave says, I also think Tarantino was also rumored to make a movie about the Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay. Speaking of the National Hockey League, the Edmonton Oilers in action tonight against the Utah Hockey Club. To discuss that and who knows what else, our colleague, Hernan Salas, checking in. Hey, Hernan, it's Reid and Jay from the show that's on after yours. How are you doing?
Good, man. You guys booked Connor McDavid, and you're getting Derek Ryan, so I apologize to all your listeners for that. So, yeah, here I am. Tommy's stuck in traffic. He's hustling. He's hustling his little butt off there to try to get to Hudson's and set up. So,
Tommy's not stuck in traffic. He's just late. Just admit it. Let's call a spade a spade. He's just late.
You know what I've done for the last 30 minutes here, guys, is looking up my contract and what my probation is, and I can't find it anywhere. So
yeah, you should be done now. Probation too.
I don't know about that. I probably got a year, man. So that's why I had to check. So,
well, you'd be in the same category as Reid as a seasoned broadcaster. Us lowly newbies like myself. Well, just me. actually. We get 6 months.
Jay, you're a
Minimum.
fantastic broadcaster.
Thanks,
Fantastic.
Hernan. I appreciate it.
But I am intrigued by my probation period. So
I don't mind 3 months.
I may have ruffled some feathers. The Coob didn't know what his was.
I think it's maybe I'm just more seasoned in that I actually took the time to find out what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
I did too, Mr. Seasoned.
Oh, okay, good point.
Oh boy, that's
Hernan, is there a game tonight?
There is finally. Can't wait. Can't wait, man. Can't wait to break
back at it.
Can't wait to break down all the details of this on the post-game show. But it should be fun. First time in Utah, boys. That's a team that's just one game under 500, I think. They're kind of up and down. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun game. I always like watching Dylan Gunther, a guy I watched a lot with the Oil Kings. When I was doing games for 1260 there, I saw him in his rookie year, and it's crazy. Always crazy to see these guys at the next level and having success. So, I'm intrigued by the Oilers lineup, some of the line combinations as well. But for me, this is a game the Oilers have to have. They're coming off their best game of the season. I know it was a while back. It was last Saturday, but they just got to, it's important to continue that. And you don't want to go into Colorado with a loss. So I'm looking forward to a good game tonight, and hopefully the Oilers have it. I know it might be tough coming off such a long layoff, boys, but this team is where they are as a team. I think they should be ready for these kind of games. So,
well, yeah, and certainly shouldn't be any fatigue. After traveling yesterday, optional morning skate today. Were you surprised Pickard is in net?
You know what? I was a little bit today. But then, with the back-to-backs, if you can pick up a win with your backup, then you go with your number one in Saturday's game against Colorado, boys. So I don't mind it. I think Calvin Pickard's been pretty good this season outside of maybe 1 or 2 games. So I'm confident in Calvin Pickard. I have no worries about him being in net. I know some will say that, Skinner's not a number one, but for me, he is. And I know for you guys, he is as well. So I don't mind going with the backup tonight, and then the stronger team tomorrow, you go with your number one.
Hernan, with these lineups, I mean, what do you think's going on here? Why the juggling? Why the changes? I mean, the one that stands out, I guess, would be having Kapanen up on the front line. What do you think of this change and the timing of it all?
Yeah, I mean, the injuries for sure is one reason, but I Connor Brown on the second line, I don't like. Kapanen, sure, get a look, see what you have, because when you start getting the bodies back, I think he might be the odd man out, boys. He might not even be on the team come at the end of this year, so we'll wait and see on that. But Connor Brown on the second line, I don't like. Just too much juggling for me, and I'm a guy that you brought in Jeff Skinner for a reason, to pot goals, right? He's a one-trick pony. He's here to score goals. He's an older guy. He's not going to be a two-way guy. He's not going to be great defensively. He's not going to play special teams, but he's here to score goals. And I feel like in the last 10 to 12 games, he's kind of fallen out of favor with his staff, and he continues. He's seen some starts with the McDavid line, but always gets taken off, and again on the third line. So I really don't think they're using him correctly. And maybe it's a message, maybe he has to earn it, but I haven't seen anything from Jeff Skinner that'd be like he's been so bad that he can't find his way back onto the top 6. Because this is what I want. I want him in the top 6. Give him a run. Give him 8 to 10 games and see what you have. And then you can make decisions from there. But continually moving him up and down the lineup is not helping anyone, especially Jeff Skinner. So, yeah, I'm a little... I saw the lines and I just went, oof. But no, now that I said that, they're probably going to go out and have a hell of a game. But, yeah, not a fan of a few of the moves for the forward group for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they just are thinking for now, that's the configuration that beat the Rangers, even though there were some in-game moves. So do it again. Kapanen's a placeholder for Hyman. It is interesting, though, that they clearly had some interest in Kapanen because, even before he wound up with the Blues, because Knobloch has praised him and they say things that they like how he plays and stuff. So there's something there. I mean, I didn't think he had a very good game his first game with the Oilers, but then Knobloch said, he drew a couple of penalties. I almost think he's maybe one of those players they want to succeed, like they see something and they want to prove themselves right. And then we've talked a lot about Podkolzin. I mean, me and Tom especially, like, why is he on the second line? I think Leon Draisaitl's a big reason he's on the second line, because Draisaitl gushes about Podkolzin almost more than anybody else. And then, I think Brown is a placeholder there for Arvidsson until he gets back. Not that Arvidsson has 2 goals and 3 assists, and as I've been saying, the 3 assists were all in one game. So it's not as if he's spreading the points around. But like I get what you're saying. Like, could have they shaken things up today? Hyman hopefully will play against Vegas, but I guess they just figured after that good game against the Rangers, they didn't want to send a message of, you guys finally had a good game and now we're going to move you around again.
Yeah, I know. And it's obviously due to injury as well. And he's just trying to find, like you said, with Kapanen, he's trying to find that lightning in the bottle, like maybe for 2-3 games they get hot and find some wins and all that. So, yeah, it's kind of like that wait and see. I'm sure these lines, Reid and Jay, we're going to see them shuffled throughout this game. I don't think this lineup stays together for the whole 60 minutes tonight, especially depending on if Utah takes an early lead or up by 2. I think they're going to go nuclear, and because right now this is a 2-man team when it comes to scoring points. So,
are we seeing this? It seems like every game there's a new lineup, and I know there's injuries, and then you have to shuffle. But it seems like what was working last game, and we got to shuffle things up. And I get you saying these players are placeholders for other players, but are the Colorado Avalanche changing their lineup night in, night out in their forward positions, or is this just something where they're desperately trying to get through this, tight spot with injuries by putting players in different spots? It just doesn't seem. I don't know. Are other teams doing this, Hernan?
Hard to say. Probably not as much, but there is teams that do line juggling. You see media kind of allude to it on Twitter sometimes, saying, they're changing the lines again and again. And you usually see that with teams that are struggling. And the Oilers, up and down this year, I wouldn't say they're struggling right now, but it's bizarre how they can be so bad against the Wild and play their best game 2 nights later against the Rangers. And that's why, like today on our show, we wanted to do predictions, but we, like Gager and myself, we just looked at each other. We said, we don't know. We have no idea what team will show up tonight against the Utah Hockey Club. So it's going to be up in the air. And yeah, but I guess to your question, Jay, Chris Knobloch this year has shown that he's willing to move the lines, and he does it almost every game. It's rare you'll see the same trio, let's say 3-4 games in a row. It's usually 2 games before he switches it up. So, and I know injuries are a part of it, and that's why he's doing it now. But even when this team wasn't hit by the injury bug up front, he was moving the players around. So interesting to see, and we'll see if they lose tonight, guys. We'll probably see a different lineup tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for sure. Depending on how much offense they generate. And with the thing is, after icings, you're putting out Leon and Connor together, 4-on-4. They're playing together, so you find those opportunities to put them together as much as possible. In any team that's generally doing poorly will switch up the lines, and we'll do it in game. We've all seen that over the years. But the one thing that you said, Hernan, though, that I think is fair and that maybe remains concerning is that it's been a 2-man team offensively.
Yeah. And we've seen this in the past when this team was struggling years ago, guys. But yeah, now it's the same problem. Like you look, 3 of the top 5 scorers on point getters on the Oilers are defensemen, and then after that you have Janmark. And a lot of players are struggling this year. I wouldn't say it was bound to happen, but you knew some guys were going to take a step back. Nuge is one. I didn't think he'd take this big of a step back in terms of points, because he still plays a lot. He plays in every situation, guys. So, yeah, a lot of guys struggling to find the net on this team. And if it wasn't for the big 2, I don't know where they would be. But right now, it is a 2-man team. And if you hone in on those guys, you probably have a good chance on winning the game. Easier said than done, because those are, you have the best player in the world and a guy that's top 5 in the world. So it's not easy to contain. They're still getting their points and finding ways to help this team win. So we'll see tonight if they can get some depth scoring. Hopefully they can, and hopefully these lines that Chris Knobloch put together work out, and hopefully the power play can get going.
Hernan, I'm not. I know you said that it was tough to make predictions, but I'm going to put you on the spot here. Okay. And I was going to do this for buying or selling for Damon Bunting real estate earlier. We just didn't get to it anyway. So this question is for both of you.
That's coming up still, 5:42.
Okay, then never mind. I'm just gonna ask you, Hernan, and I'll get your answer after. But out of the possible 6 points on this little Western mini road trip here, how many points do you think the Oilers come home with?
Ooh, just the way they're playing, kind of up and down, and missing some key players. Goaltending still kind of, I wouldn't say it's wonky. It's like the Oilers team. You just don't know what you're going to get. I'm going to say 2 points. I think they're playing two really tough teams. I know Colorado's been up and down this year too. Vegas is a really good team. The Oilers beat them already once though, right? Yes. At home?
Vegas?
No. Have they played yet? No.
Yeah,
no,
Vegas won 4-2. Vegas had the comeback win.
That's right.
They
yeah,
scored
yeah.
They tied it when Nuge took the holding penalty, scored with 40-some seconds left, and then got an empty netter.
Yeah. So I that's why I think tonight's so important to get the 2 points, and then if you can find a 1 or 2 in the next two games, that I think that's a positive for this team. I don't see a sweep coming for the Oilers, just the way they're playing. So honestly, Jay, I'd have to say 2 points.
Why do you think everybody's looking past Utah?
I'm
not saying that you are or that Reid is, but
they're an expansion.
The general consensus here is that they'll get the 2 points tonight, and I just find that every time that thought process happens, Oilers fans seem to be disappointed. Are you expecting a tighter matchup here than tonight's game specifically than maybe the average Oiler fan would think?
I do, because Dusty said it on the Oil Stream. I think you and Tommy and Eric all said on the Hangout, you guys were all concerned about tonight, just because of this Oilers team kind of Jekyll and Hyde, personality they have as a whole,
Sure.
right? So I'm in the same boat. I don't think this is a guaranteed 2 points. I think the Oilers are the better team. I think the Oilers should win this game. Now, will they? Who knows? Because it depends on the effort they want to show up with, right? And kind of what game Utah's going to play. But I think we've been saying it all year, guys. Every team shows up to play the Oilers because of the top two dogs they have, what they did last year. This is not going to be easy, guys, at all. I think this is going to be a one-goal game, possibly overtime, because if we go back to where this team was before, it seemed like that always happened on the road. It was always one-goal game or OT. So I think it's going to be the same. I don't think I can guarantee a win for the Oilers. I mean, obviously you want them to get the 2 points. You want them to get the 2 points, but all I'm saying is out of the 3 games, I think this is a team that they have the best chance of picking up 2 points against.
We were talking about dogs earlier in the show. It's been a dog day around here at Sit and Sleep. Are you a dog guy?
I love dogs. Yes.
What's
I don't know if you guys heard, but Gager's son was asking him and his wife if he can bring a cat home, like buy a cat, and Gager already has a dog, and he said absolutely not. One, he's allergic, and one, hairless cats freak him out. So it's what he talked about on Red Light District yesterday, how his son is trying to get them to allow him to bring a cat into the home, and the final answer was, you can have a cat when you move out.
Yeah, that's a good deal for sure. All right, Hernan, have a good broadcast. 6 o'clock, you and Tom are on with the Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show, and you'll be on after with the postgame show as well. Thank you for subbing in for the tardy Tom Gazzola.
And you know what? We got to give Tom credit because it is Black Friday. So that mall, that parking lot is probably the giant
Oh, that's
zoo.
right. Yeah.
Good point, Jay.
So
I didn't even
my
think of
apologies,
that.
Tom. You're not tardy. It's just the day of the year.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
Thanks, Hernan.
Thanks, guys.
Hernan Salas checking in. Great website if you ever want to check historical results is Sharp Sports, but it's Sharp without the A. So SHRPsports.com. And they list Arizona and Utah as the same franchise. Remember late last regular season, Arizona beat Edmonton twice, 3-2 in overtime at Rogers Place, and then 5-2 in the final game at Mullet Arena. Prior to those two games, Edmonton had beaten Arizona 7 consecutive times.
Crazy.
Whatever that means. Utah's a dangerous team. I mean, they can play with some tempo. You know, they have some dangerous players like Keller, like Gunther, a couple of the guys I was talking about. I mean, they haven't always been great defensively. And I think, did I have them making the playoffs this year? I think I might have put them in our preseason picks.
You did.
I think I did put them in. We'll see. I mean, they're just a little bit behind where the Oilers are, so they're going to have to pick up their game. But yeah, we'll dive into more on tonight's game with buying or selling when we get back. A reminder that portions of this hour are presented by Canadian Brewhouse. NHL lives at the Canadian Brewhouse. Every Oilers game day, get $1 off tankers of Molson Canadian and Coors Light. You can win game tickets and 2 tickets to a surf and turf dinner at the end of the season. Full details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. We got the Cube with the sports update.
Calvin Pickard gets a start for the Oilers tonight when they take on the Utah HC, and you can join Tom Gazzola for the game down at Hudson's, Canada's Pub on Bourbon Street, as he goes live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Hernan Salas at the bottom of the hour. Elsewhere, the Bruins have the only goal at the end of the first period against the Penguins. The Golden Knights battle the Jets, and the Avs hit the ice with the Stars. In football, the Raiders dropped a 19-17 decision to the Chiefs, while on the court, the Grizzlies beat the Pelicans 120-109. Later, we see the Raptors tip off with the Heat, the Clippers meet with the Timberwolves, and the Celtics go at it with the Bulls. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show before the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show just after the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you in the loop.
Black Friday at FXR Edmonton is the place to shop for the best deals of the year.
Whether you're looking for snowmobile apparel, riding gear, workwear, or a new jacket for looking stylish around town,
FXR Edmonton is the place to be. Door crasher deals up to 80% off, and the entire store is on sale, so don't miss out.
the best deals of the year. Black Friday at FXR Edmonton, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Come see us at 324 Mayfield Common.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
780 is just another lame-ass, low-budget local shop. Homegrown right here in Edmonton. 780 is both the shop name and their in-house clothing brand that celebrates all things unique to E-Town. They also work with close to 1,000 local vendors from the 780 to help promote and get their brands off the ground. Check them out online at 780.com or at any of their 5 locations at Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, and the Outlet Mall by the airport.
All right, we are back with the Reid Wilkins Show here at Sit and Sleep in South Edmonton Common. Black Friday savings are now on at Sit and Sleep today until Sunday. Save on all the major sleep brands. Get a queen-size Euro top mattress with patented non-flip pocket coils, gel memory foam, and 5 comfort zones. Now only $3.99. King size is only $5.99. That's over 50% off the regular price. Sit and Sleep has incredible Black Friday savings on all the major sleep brands, but only for this weekend and only while supplies last. Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. And when you spend over $9.99, you get free local white glove delivery with full setup and installation. So don't miss the massive sales going on. They will be running through Sunday here at Sit and Sleep in the South Side, right beside Planet Fitness.
Here we are. Third time we've been here. It's been great.
Third time's a charm.
Well, they've all been charming.
But third time is the charm. Second time
that
the charm.
that is a saying. That is a saying, Jay. Yes. It is an accurate saying.
It is an accurate, First time's a charm too.
First time could be charming also.
There's a lot of charm to pass around.
Just like how when I do the shots on Instagram, I always make it on the first try. First time's the charm. Every time.
This guy's the best.
I've made the trick shot on the first try. All right. 780-218-9999 is how you can text us through the EST inbox. If you're on YouTube, you can jump into the Nasty Chat, talk with us and all the other Nasties. Give us a thumbs up as we'll try to make a late charge here to get to 100. Remember, call your grandparents, guilt them into giving us a thumbs up. And you can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I don't think I read Coach. Oh, no, I did read Coach Gators. I did read Coach Gators' limerick. So we were caught up on all the limericks, which is very cool. We've got so many.
So good.
It's time to do buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in Greater Edmonton and among Western Canadian RE/MAX realtors. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out on DamonBunting.com or the Instagram handle of Damon Bunting Real Estate. All right, so you wanted me to buy or sell something?
Buy or sell that the Oilers will get 4 out of 6 points on this mini three-game swing.
Well, sure, I'll buy it. Why not?
You'll buy it, eh?
Well,
Hernan was selling that.
As you know, I like to be optimistic.
I think one's going to be an overtime win, and
Okay.
I feel they are going to get one tonight.
A point or a win?
A win. What if they went
Well, there's only so many options.
point? Well, there's different ways you can get to 4.
Yeah, they could go 1-0-2.
Yeah.
They could not lose in regulation time, but lose twice in overtime or a shootout.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I like how they played against the Rangers. I like that they've had some rest. I do think that helps. I think if they are energetic and precise on the attack today, I do think they can get after the Utah defense to some extent, maybe more than some other teams that they've played. Colorado's very good, but Colorado's kind of in the same boat as the Oilers. I mean, a kind of a underwhelming, somewhat mediocre start to the season. I mean, what's Colorado now? 13-10. They're playing Dallas tonight, I believe. So it's not as if Colorado's a world beater. So I think two teams that are kind of in the same boat. The Oilers have generally played well in Vegas, by the way. So don't. Actually, I can look that up on the fly here as well. But I think winning all 3 might be tough. I think they can get 4 points. And I'm going to actually say they go 2-1.
The reason that the Colorado game scares me is because I just saw Vegas play Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Vegas would scare me as well. It just seems like the pace of play that they're currently playing at both teams is a step or two ahead of where the Oilers are at currently. It is fast.
Yeah, that's a fair concern. And I think there's concerns about the Oilers' team speed this year, for sure. And Colorado can push it. And McCarr drives so much. I mean, here's the thing. McKinnon's a great player, but when I talk about the Avalanche and their motor, I tend to bring up McCarr before McKinnon, just because a guy like that from the back end is so dynamic. But I also think, and again, I'm trying to be optimistic, the Oilers, I thought, played a legitimately good game against the Rangers. Now, yes, I think the Rangers had an off night. I think they were a little too loose. But I liked that first 10 minutes from the Oilers where they went out, had some energy, forechecked, put the puck to the net, quote-unquote simplified, as we already talked about. And I'm hoping now they're in the mindset where it's like, okay, enough up and down with our play, enough partial commitment. Like, let's actually get going here and start to make some noise in the division. The Oilers did lose their last regular season game in Vegas, which was last February. They did win 4 in a row in Vegas. Before that, they're 6-5 all time in Vegas. They won the first one, then lost 3 in a row, and then have won 5 of their last 7 trips to Vegas.
It's Corey B's cat.
Corey B has sent a picture of his cat exposing itself.
Don't take that the wrong way.
Thank you, Corey B. That is a shockingly revealing photo. That might be text of the year. Imagine that on the big screen at the Garneau. Corey B's cat fully reclined on the couch, head slightly propped up, lying on its back, legs as far apart as you could possibly imagine.
Zach, I'm
looking
email
quite
it to you.
satisfied. That is what Corey B, for some reason, has decided to send us. Buying or selling on that photo, being put on a T-shirt.
Yes. Zach, this is coming your way right now.
Why did Corey B send that?
He says, I can't believe. He said, I can't believe. How could Gager hate cats? Look at this magical beast. It's true.
Well, that is a magical beast. I'm allergic to cats, too. I can't be around cats for very
Well,
long.
you know, when Hernan was talking there, I was wondering, when are they going to reproducing cats? You know, breeding them to be hypoallergenic.
Can they do that?
Well, they can do it for dogs. Why can't they do it for cats? There must be, what if you bred a hairless cat with, well, I don't know.
Are dogs bred that way, or do just some dogs have different?
Why do you think there's so many doodles? Labradoodle.
Because people are bored when they're on the phone? So
No, because they're
doodles.
hypoallergenic. Poodles. So they're breeding poodles with other breeds to make them indoor pets.
I think the cat was just on the YouTube stream, shocking people around North America. There it is. I think my computer's a little behind, so I think it was up. What's the cat's name?
I don't know.
Like Captain Spreads a lot. Like what? What is going on? The one thing, the cat's belly is so expansive and white, we could get our show logo on the cat's belly
and put that on a shirt.
And it could lounge around the city and promote the show.
Well, Corey B's no stranger to tattoos.
Yeah, we could tattoo the Reid Wilkins show logo on his cat's belly.
Right there.
Yeah, and then the cat could just get photos taken of it exposing itself, but he's actually promoting the show. Rob from the Grove says, "Oh my God, ha ha ha, chilling like a villain."
Okay, here's my other buying or selling.
Oh, good. There's another one.
Because the NFL is kind of taken over here. Today was was it the first Black Friday game?
No, there was one last year.
Was there one? Okay, the NFL should take the week over. I don't know why they don't. I don't know why it's just the sanctimonious day of Sunday and Thursday and Monday. One game Thursday.
Christmas Wednesday.
One game Thursday.
You're saying year or season round?
Yes. One game Thursday, one game Friday. A doubleheader Saturday afternoon and evening.
Well, you know why they don't.
So 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
You know why they don't.
A Sunday, all the games, 11 games, 5 morning, 5 afternoon, 1 evening, and then one on Monday. They just have Tuesday,
know why
Wednesday.
they don't do that. Friday is high school football in the States, and Saturday is college football.
Do you think the NFL gives a rip?
No, but I don't think they want to divide the audience. I mean, look at some of those college stadiums. Ohio State, Michigan State, like they get 100,000 fans.
The NFL would do just fine.
Okay, but why compete? And why compete with the organization that is providing
Because it
you
puts
with
it in
all
more.
of your talent?
It puts your product in front of more eyes. Because on Sunday, when all those games are on, you can only watch one game or 2 games tops, right?
Right,
so that
but
means
people
those
watch
numbers.
College football is huge, Jay.
The NFL's way bigger.
Well, I don't know what the ratings are. I would guess there's some college football games that
Big
have
to
got
little.
massive
Big
ratings.
to little. I just think because, if you're spreading it out more, there's more eyes on the individual games themselves.
Okay, so you think the millions of Alabama fans are not going to watch the Alabama game on Saturday because Seahawks-Browns is on?
That doesn't matter. They weren't going to watch it anyways.
They weren't going to watch it anyways.
That's right.
Okay, then why put it in that time slot? Why even have it on the Saturday?
I'm just asking if you're buying or selling.
I am 1,000% selling.
Okay. They could if they wanted to.
It's an interesting concept.
They could if they wanted to.
And in December, now they'll start having games on Saturday as we get closer to Christmas because there's no college to compete against. And they probably could. But they should have games on Tuesday nights.
Well, now we're talking player safety, Reid. Come on. You know how much they care about that.
Well,
the cat's name is Tuna Fish.
Oh, interesting. Well, People like it. That is a shocking photograph.
It's something.
Corey B, amazing. Yeah, I that's an interesting concept, but I don't think while college football is going on,
Okay,
the
so
NFL is not going
take
to play
Saturday
regular
out of the
games on Saturday.
equation. Go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday.
Monday, Tuesday. So is Tuesday part of the previous week or the upcoming week?
Previous.
Right.
Wednesday's hump day. So
Wednesday's the transition to the new week.
That's right.
I bet you they could do that, have a game
I
on
think they could
Tuesday.
do whatever they want.
And then maybe the team that didn't, the teams that played on Tuesday wouldn't play until Sunday or would have a
Something
bye
like
coming
that.
up.
But you're going to have blips in the schedule like they already do, where teams have short weeks, long weeks, whatever, right?
Well, the NFL is big enough that they could do, but I don't think they're going to do it on Saturdays simply because of the NCAA, and they give the NCAA.
That's fair. I can absolutely see a reasoning for not wanting to compete with the NCAA.
Right.
But they could. They could, for sure.
Well, yeah, they could pretty much do whatever. Well, I mean, this year they're having 2 games on Christmas Day, which is a Wednesday. So the 4 teams involved are going to play the previous Saturday against a different opponent and then play other teams on the KC, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and another team. Can't remember who it is.
For what?
The Christmas Day games this year.
Oh.
It is. Are you looking it up?
Mm-hmm.
It's Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and another team. So they're playing on Christmas Day, Wednesday, and their previous game is going to be Saturday, so they get an extra day off. Oh, the Texans, yeah.
Better make sure that's right. Ravens at Texans, Chiefs at Steelers.
And then their previous game is against another one of those teams. So they all get the same days off.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was fun, buddy. We show went to the dogs, went to the cats, and
That's true. Wow.
Went to Tarantino. And now we got the Oilers taking on the hockey club. Big thanks to everybody here, Sonny and his staff at Sit and Sleep for accommodating us. Always a fun spot to be on location. Final word.
Yeah, just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. Get the fastest turnaround time on Canadian-made custom furniture in the industry. Come to see one of our design specialists to find out how you can get your Canadian-made sofa or sectional in your choice of fabric, still delivered by Christmas. Sit and Sleep, South Common, right beside Planet Fitness.
Big thanks to Zachary Kubusch for his technical work this afternoon and for being our sports update deliverer. Have a glue guy. I'm Reid. Have a great weekend. Oil Stream is next.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.